Then let's get this party started. Nuke the first map. FAZE on the attack. And Heroic to defend. Slow and steady right out of the gates. They're not in a rush for this one.
They're going to take their time here. Nothing crazy from either team. They feel each other out in the early stages of this one. P250 in the hands of Twists. Util lined up. Smoke at the ready. Karrigan will lob the first out. Heaven smoke deployed. That's to force the rotation. Nobody home.
Heroic, they are masters of deception themselves, but Karrigan trying to beat them at their own game. Is it Tessus to be tested? Looking for the first blood of the playoffs, baby. It all hangs in the balance. Momentum up for debate. Who will get that strong start?
It's going to be a top go here. Broky's got a smoke and a molly for this second wave. Oh, changing the tune right now. Dipping over towards ramp. Won't be the top play at all. Tessus has repositioned here.
They're all coming. Tessus, can he track him? Robs, he's slimy. Hard to get a hold of. And the door slams closed. Information now flowing as they descend the ramp. And that's the first contact. Shush, hanging on by a thread. Tessus low as well. It's shaping up nicely for FAZE here.
Yeah, should be to get the plant. There's already a lot of bodies rotating down here. Heroic want to fight. Door's going to swing open. They're trying to deny the bomb. They can't. Cadian takes him down.
4 on 4 though. It's still awkward. Messy, Tessus and Stown. They resuscitate hope for Heroic. They need to close the doors. They need to get that bomb down. 20 seconds and counting. Another door. And they opt for a fake. 15 seconds. Got to get it down.
They're going to stick it now, but look at the HP here. Stown and Tessus so low.
It could be Yabby, you know. He's healthy, but Twist, the sharpshooter. Gonna be looking to hold on. P250 versus the USP. That time now ticks in favor of FaZe Clan. And still look at the hesitance. No one wants to fall, and it's Twist that takes 2 by force. Brokey puts the cherry on top, and that's the start FaZe were looking for.
Tidy stuff there, number disadvantage, but just taking their time. You can see Heroic didn't want to run into that slaughter. Wanted to isolate those fights, but everybody pinned towards the window side, couldn't get anything done. Karrigan down the vet late, takes out Shush, and look at this, the in-game leader really causing a ruckus. Allowing his boys to get that bomb down, and FaZe, on their map choice, will pick up pistol number 1. Now, of course, Heroic going to get in with a bit of buy of their own. Keep your eyes on this. It's Katie and Scout wanting to find some tags. They're going to start with 3 players over towards main here. Aggressive towards Yard, looking to fight. Rain's going to be under pressure.
A lot of pressure. He's even caught bullets. Fortunately, he had a helmet. He lives on. And Brokey looking to catch him. Pesky on the MP9, but 2 fall in unison. And Cadian added to the pack, added to the tally. A dream start for this Galil buy out of FaZe.
Still a couple of 5-7s here. And, well, Tessus is Deagle as well, starting to push ramp. Needs to find something. No damage on a force by second round. This will feel pretty flat for Heroic.
He's even holding for this. That's diligent stuff from Twist. They've done the dirty work. Now, ooh, Tessus, he does bait the shot, but falls all the same.
They'd love to get something here if you were Shush. This one has been over in the blink of an eye. Short damage again.
Yeah, look what Karrigan is as well. That's dreamy.
Bit of a discussion to be had about Nuke. You talk about that Liquid series as Robs will find him, and you see this team, Heroic, pick Mirage. And then the question is after, hey, maybe should you have gone with Nuke as a bit of a punish here against Liquid? And the question is, Heroic are yet to play Nuke at this event. So do FaZe think it's a weakness because they didn't pick it against Liquid? What does that mean, right? Is this something where FaZe feel like they can punish? Are they trying to return their crown jewel when FaZe are one of the best teams in the world? Nuke and Inferno, just like many others that have come before them, Na'Vi, Astralis, right? Nuke and Inferno are big maps as part of that conversation. So this is a great start for FaZe here and looking good to convert the third. You've got a couple of pesky little purchases for Shush and Cadian here. Might want to make the crowd get on their feet, make a bit of noise.
Chad, I assume we don't do the noise in this environment.
No. A little bit more serious now, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, this one not going to be too easy for Heroic. Here comes the potential. Oh, he lets it go. He lets it go. An opportunity for Cadian. It was a bit of captain-on-captain action. 2 highly prolific leaders from Denmark here in Paris. And this superstar squad of FaZe have gotten a dream start. Down though. with just the pistol. Just that P250 does put one in the dirt.
Ooh.
Easy there.
Yeah, take your time. There you go. Twist will finish it off, and that is going to be a 3-0 clean sweep for FaZe. Now we're going to get into the gun rounds here. And what type of tone is Heroic going to set? And AWP is available for Cadian, has managed his pennies well. Going to be looking at Tessa's holding ramp. Yabi over towards that top site with Shush. And there's the miss on the Zeus. Stound's going to be your most flexible rifler towards Yard. He'll be combining with Cadian here. So that's how the CT defense is going to shape up for the Danes.
And Cadian's AWPing form. He's been on one, hasn't he?
He's been, getting better and better.
Yeah.
Like fine wine. 10 years of this for Cadian, and I think this is the best Counter-Strike he's been playing, at least in recent history. The AWP down towards B immediately, so he's going to pop his head up secret there, hoping that FaZe take their time on a bit more of a default sprawl, and Molly's back. Harassment towards this top site. Yabi burning down now, has to get out of dodge and barely survives.
Oh my lord.
Look how dangerous this is.
Wallbangs. You've got mollies, and you've got 3 HP.
Yeah, this is FaZe taking a page at a Furious Scrapbook, right? That top harass. And, well, Cadian's AWP, we can see it posted here. Doesn't go on for anything too aggressive just yet. As the smoke wall looks like the standard L block being lined up, and well, here he comes. Tough to find an opener for the team.
Cadian was hoping for, perhaps. He's managed to get a good timing on his advance. Carrigan creeping and crawling. Will Cadian catch anything on his first look? Oh! Nothing but a bullet right into his head. Rain makes him dead. Now they're pushing Tess. That's good damage. Great damage onto Twist and Brokey. Not in a rush, not in a hurry. The attacking side has the man advantage, and nearly 2. Yabi, don't forget all that damage dealt as Carrigan. Oh no, wasn't ready for Yabi, still occupying the heavens. And opts to drop down now. Robs has ramp, makes it clear, spotted out by Tesses. Lot of presence here for the CTs. In secret, Rain falls down, avenges Cadian's death. And now an advantage for this defense. With 20 seconds, it needs Robs, it needs someone. Great damage, more from Tesses as he does it all. Shush to finding the final frags, and that'll do nicely.
That's a really nice round for Heroic to win. A really nice round indeed. They lose Cadian in the opening exchange with Rain. You got to be keeping your eyes on the opening frags here for the CT side of Nuke. That is going to be 4 rounds, still no opener, but a round conversion. So Cadian is going to be feeling good about that, but Yabi mopping up the mess on that low HP. So still able to profit something, considering how badly he was harassed in the early stages, and it's a great sign for Shush to get a multi-kill early on. He's one of the rocks of this team, somebody you need to look towards when the chips are down. There's enough money for FaZe for yet another buy here, so this time AKs are plenty. No big green on either side of the server, and more bodies towards Yard with some quickness about it. Look at the change of pace here.
Yeah, they're looking for a confrontation. Looking for some friction. And the smokes will combine, erect the wall.
Good position for Cadian here if he's not flashed.
He's not. Carrigan caught looking the other way. It's an immediate trade. Norwegian keeps it level. Peeking over the flame as well.
They're going to drop back. Look, the bomb. They've been able to get Rain into this warehouse, which is going to be a focus here of Heroic. Look, Stound investigating. Tessus has come over as well, so there's massive gaps. They really just want to deal with Rain, but they need to get a move on. They need to be quicker about how they clear this out. And Stound, ooh, Stound, this is the fight right here. Is going to exchange onto Rain, sure. And now scratching their head are the international side. How squeaky they come.
Yeah, we've got some ground from Robs. Nade doesn't do too much. A little light tickle. As the one-way dropped in the heavens, Stound can peek around. It's good timing for it as they enter into the site. Shush distracts, tags. Yabi trying to find a gap. And he spots one. Bomb spotted, Twist spotted, Hut as well. They're coming in every angle. Oh, but the double headshot. It's more from Twist as well. All of those headhunters hit. 3 in the feed from FaZe. Shush doesn't have the health for this. It's FaZe return to their winning ways. Momentary success for Heroic.
All right. Capitalizing right there, FaZe. They were down in the dumps. They lost Rain. They lost Carrigan in the early stages. The response time of Heroic, it was something that I was praising right there. They dealt with Rain. They went and isolated him in towards that garage position, but check this out. Just able to hit some bangers here. So the individuals of FaZe, when the numbers are down, hitting the necessary shots and making it look simple. That is going to force a timeout here for Heroic. And you can see how good that feels for FaZe. A nice one to break them. You want to keep the CTs in this washing machine early. Make sure rifles around, back into the pistols, and back and forth we go. Don't allow these saves either.
I have to say as well, the interview filled me with confidence for FaZe. Twist, the things coming out of his mouth just spoke to me. Cohesive Counter-Strike, he says. FAZE in arenas is a completely different team, he says. And when we come together, we are one. The two-time and North America's finest. He filled me with confidence in what FAZE were going to lay down, because let's not forget, they've been rising.
It's the journey. Right? This way back, right? This team has looked like they've been down in the dumps several times. That last chance qualifier against Cloud9, you couldn't script that.
Right.
And then you get the game against Na'Vi, right? That's another grand final. You're speaking of Karrigan outside. He feels like he's already played a bunch in the road just to the arena here. And now this is where the game changes. We talk about experience. We talk about players in environments like this. Will FaZe have some of the very best as Karrigan will top up a little bit of chip damage. Just these pesky pistols. You don't want to be giving an awful lot away if you're FaZe. But I think here for Heroic, if some of their individuals can get a cheeky kill or two, just to start inspiring a bit of confidence in their crosshairs.
Yeah, I always see that Deagle purchase as a statement of intent. Can't say the same for TeSeS on that USP, trying to be a probe, and well, that's a Deagle headshot. Crowd likes that one. Unlikely to translate into anything more. They've got the bomb down towards the secret stairs. Shush would have to operate down the vent. They have got access to ramp for the defense.
Yeah, this shouldn't cause them too many dramas here.
Oh, but Stown, if he gets that timing right, that sound cue's so loud, though. He's just hoping for the element of surprise here, hoping he can punish anyone that comes a knock-in.
This would have to be nuclear from Stown. It feels impossible.
Oh, for sure. But FaZe not rushing this. They're using every second given to them. Shush a mile away, that's the door open, and that's the bomb down. And AK, ooh, does not find its way into these final 20 seconds. Shut down now. And that was a disruptive attempt. Shush caught out, and a fifth.
One of the keys in just rounds like that is FaZe covering all their bases and not taking too much time, right? They're sitting there waiting, they're allowing the pushes to come through, nobody's looking panicked. Then once they get the fight, they go in together. So good stuff from FaZe here. When they hit that pause, they understand that Heroic are a very active team. They want to set the tone early, but they'll keep moving in towards those mid-rounds, and we already have a good example of that from only a couple of rounds ago. So the buy back, Heroic will prioritize this AWP for KDM once more, but you can't go down without an opening kill here. You need to find an exchange in your favor. Currently blank in that department on the gun round.
Ooh, yeah. Covering their bases off the start. Down. I like this position. You can see over the smoke and call out should there be anything aggressive yard. Cadian this time responsible for that ramp side.
TeSeS is going to try exactly what Cadian did, this time without the AWP here, so good to see him push the issue. Another defensive smoke. This one is going to hold Rain at bay, not allow him to scale as quickly as he'd like.
You think?
Yeah, well, you can see the one way. That goes both ways. He sets up first, but look at all these bodies. Two on top of HUD. Okay, it's down. Hearing that from main. The redeploy. Rops will have to wait as Karrigan lobs out a smoke of his own design.
Karrigan talking in interviews about losing sleep. Thinking about new ways to approach the game. I'm sure we're going to be seeing them throughout this game.
Cadian about to be tested here.
Can he step up when called upon? Oh, yes he can! A 2-for-1 special! Served up hot and ready in Paris. Well, that will leave your ears ringing.
Yeah, that might be one way just to get the round done here. Karrigan's still got to investigate, but you can just see the positioning available. Shush should rain down hellfire from above if Karrigan wants to step over that line in the sand. Saving an option available here as well. You can get drops from Rops and Karrigan into the next, and they will call it off here. So, Cadian's double. That's going to secure the second round right now for Heroic. And that was a good job right there, because you saw what U2 faced throughout. They wanted to force the ramp rotator again. They're throwing a locker smoke as well as a main smoke, which means you normally want to scale around towards heaven. You want to go yard to warehouse, around to heaven, but they didn't force that ramp rotations. Cadian's AWP there in the replay, and that's put a smile on his face. That's a bit of a gift right there, but you can see not over-celebrating the moment. I understand this is them just getting started.
I mean, this guy, he does have his heart on his sleeve. We saw him break a headset like round 7 of the Legend stage. And so far, a pretty spotless run from Heroic to get to this point in the Champions.
Yeah, they've done it the easy way, right? The 2 best-of-1s and then a best-of-3, dropping a map, sure, but you couldn't get here much cleaner. They can break FaZe here, Heroic, if they We're able to combine consecutive rounds. A different smoke wall, as you can see Brokey just chilling in spawn. He's got a couple of those at his feet to lob out.
You can see the change of the setup. This cloak and dagger game of
So much
Counter-Strike.
fake towards
Ooh,
Yard, and that's
gap.
a massive gap. But Stan will be able to investigate that, but it's going to be the fight towards ramp again.
Yeah, he re-aggressing. He's actually thinking about bringing the fight to them, both of them. Oh, and caught out his twists. No immediate reaction. On notice, Yabi, a third, adds into the mix, and Rops was caught out, but a mess of that one Yabi makes. And they'll pull the plug. They'll pull the ripcord and get out of there.
Well, they know nobody crossed Yard, but Stan has no idea if there was a lurker, so he has to still worry about that positioning. You can see him investigating it. As he does, Karrigan's actually making his way late. 50 seconds on the clock. 3 members of FaZe still turtled up here. Karrigan could be the difference maker. Can he find the gap? Stan currently guarding exactly that position. It's all going to come down to timing.
Managing his angles well. Oh, Stan. And he still catches out Karrigan. Advantage then for Heroic into this final commitment. Brokey. Oh, clean headshot onto Tessa. Shush has to do more. They're coming for him. He knows it, and he still handles business. All 3. No way in, and FaZe broken. This will close that gap.
Really solid stuff from Shush again. Another multi-kill for him. Tidy work when they come his way. He's able to pick him up with ease here. Yabi with a bit of a mare on this one.
He has to not get in his head about that one, right?
Yeah, you can see the frustration
It's
from
early
Yabi
days.
there. And
It's
it is. And they've been in plenty of playoffs, plenty of finals in recent history, that's for sure. Controlling those nerves, definitely part of the package. But the hard work was done, regardless. Team game, team effort, and that's exactly what Heroic lived by. Doesn't matter that Yabi makes a mare there. They still convert that round, and we do see FaZe onto pistols. But you need to know what the game plan has been for the conditioning of Karrigan so far. He wants to fake Yard and try and do a lot of lobby and ramp plays here, it seems. And Heroic seem to have found the solution to that so far.
Oh, and there's more damage from Tesses. Bullets, shrapnel, all now lodged into FaZe. He's taken down Twists. Karrigan has slipped down the vents.
Yeah, that could be a bit of a problem here. How aware are they of this possibility?
Not
at all.
Spaghetti! Okay, down. Just a sixth sense about that one. And Karrigan loses his opportunity. That could have led to a plant.
And that might lead to a bit of a biff here. Hell's side, a jump pass. Cadian swings in, and so does Shush. One more to find, just the bomb. And, well, they have a good idea. He's gotten past the clock, gives it away. And, ooh, messy one there, but all 5 staying alive. Bolstering the finances here are Heroic and making it just a 1-round game.
Yeah, these last 3 rounds have done wonders for Heroic's both confidence and economy.
This is actually going to be the first time out for FaZe here. Must come through in the final moments there that maybe he could have slipped down the vent. Good awareness from Stout. Now this is where we see how Karrigan wants to call forward. Is he going to change those type of plays we were talking about? Because if they were to follow through with their Yard smokes, we can see they can get space, right? It's been given to them. It's mainly been secret. We've seen Cadian in towards the back of Warehouse. You're unlikely to see that with the AWP. Might have to be Stout doing that in lieu of him. What's the change-up going to be here? You have to take a look at some of the individuals. Rops has a good spawn. And he's the type of player who likes to make these squeaky door moves. So they might try and set him up here with a molly top heart, a smoke out squeaky. He can jump in towards the T-vent, drop on down, force a rotation. He can go play in the corner of the T-vent, try and find a pick, or even that pop in towards top where we see them playing that smoke and explode on the site. We're about to see what the timeout has netted them here.
Let's find out. Robs, he does like to throw a spot of aggression into the mix. The desk discussed. Feels like this is going to be a top pop.
It's a late go. They're trying to isolate Shush here back inside.
He's got the perfect position. Can he get more? Can he get away? Hoping for help. And Yabi provides it. 3.
Shut down!
Silenced. This could be another spotless round for the defense, Chad.
Yeah, the confidence really starting to get out of control here for Heroic in these last couple.
Oh, wow. You know, when you saw Shush, you felt like he was in jeopardy. Yabi just jumps into action and defends his teammate.
Yeah, couldn't be in a better position though, right? You see these teams, it's a bit of a cat and mouse game. Do you play on top of the side? Then you can get nade stacked. At the back of the side, mollied and naded as well. It's all about trying to pick the position that the CT is going to play and then harass him and use that against him in the later game. So Shush getting away with it this time. But Yabi with a massive 3-piece, and that's going to feel great after he had that little miss in towards lobby. So immediately reaffirming to himself that he can hit those shots. And Brokey, shouldn't be too long for this goal. We got Yabi to finish him. And that will be 4 in the round. So another half buy available for FaZe here. Lost bonus maxed on out now. So half buy into a gun round. And that's where we get to see if they want to start prioritizing Brokey's AWP to change out the game plan here. He just tried a late top. So now that you have this lighter purchase, you're going to have the Yuto. You're going to have the smokes, the mollies, the flashes. Do you want to try and go top again? Do you want to go with a little bit more quickness straight out the gates? Do you want to continue the conditioning? Is it still part of Carrigan's patterns? What's the approach looking like here as over towards lobby. Squeaky blown off, very standard opening exchange here, and Canadian down the vent once more. Doesn't want to give them the gap, trying to get cheeky with it.
He's looking for that highlight, isn't he?
They're coming top again.
Yeah, and already Yabi spray seems destined for glory. A double and more to
Down
be
the vent,
found.
come on down.
They're coming, they're thinking about it, but held at bay. Canadian, he does charge in. They've got a bloodlust about them now.
When was the last death these guys
Dude,
had?
I'll tell you.
4 rounds ago.
I mean, in the last 5 rounds, they've had 2 deaths.
Yeah, so starting to look spotless now for Heroic. Bit of a shutout.
Oh, yeah.
Only a 1-round lead, however, so this is where we get into the breaking point. If Heroic can continue this, clean sweep, 10-5 half, that would be great going into the second half of play, especially on FaZe's map pick. And we've got to remind that head-to-head. These guys have already played throughout the Legend stage in a best-of-1, and well, Heroic wiped the floor with them.
Mince me.
16-7 on Inferno.
Yeah, they styled on him there.
Look at this aggressive U2. It's just containing any moves Rain wants to make, but there's a lot more pressure towards Yard. Swiss up and on the silo. Plenty of bodies on the lower side. No AWP, so clearly not part of the game plan here for FaZe. This nade could be perfect. Katie, and when do you release this?
Waiting for the flash.
Bang!
And just like that, an extra 50 damage for FaZe to stomach.
This one's going to settle in. You can see them really taking a bit of tempo out of this now.
Understandably, we just discussed Heroic have been on the upswing here. But we heard from Carrigan that comeback versus Na'Vi, that Anubis game we won't forget in a hurry. Showed to them.
The smoke's going to fade here. They've had to extinguish. They had to. That was a really well-timed incendiary there from Cadian. They had to extinguish, so they've just burnt a smoke to get down Secret.
And he's already on the move. He's already on the move.
He's not alone either.
Yeah, Shush has got Rops locked. Trying to walk out ramp late, 48 and counting. The setup seems perfect to receive what FaZe are throwing their way. A man disadvantage. Will one of these superstars step up?
Look at the time, though, and look where the bomb is. I don't know how you win this round.
They can't find it, in the sense that you've got 2 down low, 2 up high. And Rain goes looking, gets nothing but hot lead, and more from Sound in that warehouse. Shuts down. 2 only twists. 10 seconds. He does everything he can, but 6 in a row. Heroic ablaze on the pick from FaZe. The pistol was great. Even winning that gun round, it felt like FaZe were onto their winning ways, but Heroic now stringing together a run of 6 with what? 3 deaths in total.
Yeah, the biggest issue right now for FaZe is they can't get any space. They're getting corralled early by the util. When they were forcing rotations, they wanted to really toy with the ramp rotations, but their game plans had to change now. Cadian was the one to unravel that with some of his calling here. So the second time out, Raban on the mic. Just conferring here with the lads because it will have to be yet another partial. And that's some of the issues. It's not just about the amount of kills, it's the lack of plants. And we all know you need that extra cash to keep these buy rounds coming with the max loss bonus. So this is why the rounds feel extra good for the Danes, right? Not only are we just owning them, we're making sure we don't have as many threats coming ahead of us here. So another round against another partial. 2 HEs, I'm sure one of those destined for Squeaky. They've already tried top a few times and it hasn't really paid off.
One of the many jewels in Heroic's crown is their communication.
Oh, we've seen this one before.
Can they keep track? A twist jumps straight on in, put on his back. Down, gets him down, and another one is from him as well. Everything FaZe throw here, nothing sticks. Down the vent, and one out Hut doesn't find the frag he's so desperately looked for. It's the wall bang from Stan, makes it his 3rd in this one.
And they know that Rain got down that vent, so the fact he is away from things.
Yeah, he's held. Look at this. Look how many bodies are in the right place. And Cadian will add his name into that kill feed. 8. That is a 1 out half already. Impressive stuff. Max money. They haven't died enough. They've got too much cash. Treat yourselves. Grab a pistol.
He's going to be feeling real good right now. And again, a return to that conversation, not picking Nuke against Liquid, right? And going into Mirage, losing that map. I thought that it was a sign of weakness because the last time Heroic had played this map was in Rio and they lost it to Big.
Right.
So, you know, you think maybe they're not ready for this, but this is the major. Looks like they put in some time.
It's not just a meme, is it? Saving strats for the major.
Again, more direct towards lobby. Don't want to condition towards yard here. Trying to make some space. Smoke flashes coming through.
This is a very recoverable half, and it's aggression from Robs to give FaZe a foothold into this one. Needed more out of Brokey. What just
Everyone's
happened?
dead.
They collapse. An opening kill, and then 4 in response. Rain shaking his head. What am I supposed to do with this? A 9th. 4 Heroics defense seems imminent. And Cadian going hunting. Eye on the scope, and Rain falls. What a run from Heroic all the way to that halftime.
Yeah, and again, we just have no plant, hardly any kills. Sure, max loss bonus. There's going to be enough here for some Galils, some AKs, but essentially, if you're Heroic, you are feeling really, really good about this because you lost the pistol, you lost the conversions, your force was nothing, you were the ones getting blanked in the early stages, and you've completely changed the discourse right now. This cannot be easier for them in this stretch of rounds. They've handled everything that have come their way. None of these rounds have been even close.
The face says it all, yeah. Questions will be asked of how competitive the second half will be. Heroic looking like a different beast right now, and Stown is here. Take notes. That superstar at 16-7 up against FaZe Clan here. And he could be racking up a couple more. Thinks better of hanging around upon the fade. He's got Cadian to count upon.
It's just, again, in terms of space, they can throw their smoke wall. That's all good. They've been able to get a little bit of room, but in terms of the economy or utility, like how good Heroic are at holding onto it and using it at the perfect times. Still have a couple of little booby traps available, some smokes, some mollies, some flashes left over as it gets juggled around. And now at a minute 10, they start to make their move.
They hear the shot. Orp noted, and through the smoke, a full spray of the magazine.
And they know it's Rain, right? It's Rain gone. He's the spearhead of any moves they want to make towards yard, so you get a sneaking suspicion. It might just be over towards lobby, and that would be the right call.
Heroic, they really do have their finger on the pulse of everything. Whirring into action for FaZe. One step ahead springs to mind. It's down though. He was yard, and now he's wrapped. He is deadly. Another double. That's mad, a triple in total. Is it recoverable for Carrigan and Brokey? He's everywhere right now, is down. Just
how do you get past this?
For the finish, Cadian takes his time, drops the bomb, and finishes with a bang. What a run from Heroic. Don't go anywhere.
I think what makes me proud of myself is actually not so much like the trophies and the winning moments. I think it's more like how I behave as a leader.
Giv hinanden i dag, gutter! Det mener jeg fucking! Støt til den! I hver beslutning! Kom så! Let's take it away! We're gonna live on! Fire!
It's a bit like narcissistic, but sometimes I would wish I had a leader like me when I was like playing at a younger age, because I think that my career has definitely had like a really bumpy road, and I think like under different reigns, under different leadership, there's a chance that things would have been different. I guess you can say I admire to try and be the leader that I wish I had early on in my career.
FaZe Clan, their map pick, and shut out by Heroic. A 9-round run to a 10-5 half.
Yeah, and in that 9-round run, only 5 kills from FaZe. They weren't doing any damage at all. 5 kills in 9 rounds. I don't need to be a rocket scientist to tell you guys that one ain't a good scoreline at all.
Are you still with us, Accor Arena? Merci beaucoup.
All right. See if we can exchange pistols here. Heroic again, ready for this explode. So make their way into lobby, set up their util. We all know where that is destined for. HE at the ready. The most abused door in video games.
And it's Twist. Up in the rafters. Only for a moment. Heroic are untouchable. Carrigan gives it a go, but it's Stound's moment in the sunshine. He's got 22 frags, Chad. Oh, and make it 23. He has come in with a purpose. Be it divine, and Tess just looking to put one in his spine. Denied, but the message is sent all the same.
Yeah, that one, Rain, have to know now, they're coming for you. He wants to take the shots, they've given Stound the ace, and his ascension is now. The question with Heroic, who's the star? Who's the top dog? I'll tell you who it is, it's Stound. He has chosen the perfect time to really come online for Heroic here. Look at this, straight out the heart like a speed demon. Twist goes down and he just flatlines every single FaZe member.
This is the Stound we hear about. This is the Stound we dream about, especially Cadian. This is a player everyone wants on your team. And you talk about the absence of frags from FaZe. Well, add them all up. I think Stound's pretty much neck and neck.
Well, this here changes how Cadian can approach the game. If you can have some trust in your right-hand man, you call around him now. You can let him off the leash.
Look at this.
It opens up a whole new avenue available to him. Who gets the big gun this round? The rest of them, you know how mobile they like to be. They'll have a wave of util towards that top side. Should shout hard. Carrigan gets something done, but everybody's starting to fall apart. The Mac 10s moving head after head. And Rob, we've seen this one before.
We certainly have, and the 5-7 does great work.
Brokey in the clutch. Don't count him out.
What is that from Yabby? One deagle, one bullet, and another round for Heroic. This is quite the run now, Chad. I mean, FaZe, they probably spent that 2 minutes talking about pistol, talking about a strong defense. They don't even get to try with guns until, what, 13?
Yeah, this is where a bit of a sinking feeling here for FaZe, but oh, look at this, the change in the deagle and a banger out of Yavi.
Stylish counter-strike, even Robban's impressed.
Yeah, nice shot on that one. But this is where it's a big issue for FaZe, but an issue that they've overcome time and time again. How many times have they had their back against the wall?
Yeah.
How many times have they been 1 round away from elimination?
Yeah. Even in the previous stage of the competition, and players like Rain, they don't give up easy. He's taken down Cadian with a scorching deagle headshot of his own.
Yeah, this one can get out of control.
Nice angle from Stound.
Nade might chase him down, a little bit more damage done as Rain does back off. Cadian needs to puppet master here, which is perfect for him. Doesn't need to worry about the mouse and keyboard right now. Just clicking through the players, making sure they're going to go for the finish he's hoping for. Now, one of the advantages here available for Heroic is their utility. A couple of smokes left over. So if they wanted to, try and cotton off an area of the map, that would be perfect. A smoke in towards main. Carrigan's contributions will be limited. And a bit of a gamble has been called out of Carrigan here. We can see where the lion's share of the CTs reside. They need to make a dent elsewhere. Mr. Finn Anderson, he's smoked off again. He must know the attack's coming now. Springs into action, or does he? Yeah.
Tried to catch it. No timing available. But there are bodies.
So need to clear this now.
They do need to. It's Tessus around the corner first, and with great precision. And in unison, Yabi and Stound lock it down. Bomb will go down.
Oh, look out.
Or not.
Yeah, well, he's been very diligent, right? This is the thing. They're really laser focused on looking for those headshots, making sure that nobody from FaZe can push the issue here, but it's Rops. Mr. Diligent himself, I think he goes by. So going to take his time here just with this 5-7. Some more damage and AK to be picked up. Any of that would be a nice little bonus for him going into the first gun round. But this is just a remarkable run here from Heroic.
Right.
You come into this, we know we've got their map choice of Overpass next. Flawless to close out the half, 9 consecutive rounds. You come in here with another 3, so we're talking 12 on the trot in terms of the amount of damage done. What did I say? 5 in that 9-round spread. Well, they've only managed another 7 in the second half of that, and they're on the CT side. whereas Heroic have to come to them by virtue of the game, huh?
Yeah, they're giving FaZe nothing. Very short-lived celebrations for those Antwerp champions. Feels like an age since that trophy lift for FaZe. And Heroic, they've been chasing this one. Cadian making it clear, no one will be able to deny you won the last, a motivating factor for him to get these boys online at the same time.
I think right now Cadian's about to go for a bit of an uppercut here. He's invested. He had so much cash money as there it is. Yabi taking down Rops, the final foray for him. But check out the purchase here from Cadian. He's going to be starting this round. He's going to be starting this round with a Mag 10. He might be looking to do exactly that to FaZe.
Yeah, I think they have been gluttons for punishment in the crowd and in the server.
Pressure towards ramp here. Lining up U2. Going to be a pop and go.
Will there be even just a glimmer of hope in this map pick? Rops tested. Look at the flash. Oh, they jumped straight over him. He had nothing but a white screen and a lost ramp. They are already down. What are FaZe supposed to do? The smokes will be there.
That might be one for the Mahone zone right there.
Yeah,
that
right.
pathing was beautiful. Just avoiding the rotation of Broki's AWP coming in towards elbow.
Wow.
They're going to come for this though, FaZe. Running out of opportunities, going to give this one a crack. Man down.
This has to be perfect from FaZe. Heroic, primed and ready. Damage from Shush. Dips away. Smokes are back in response from the CTs. Trying to forge a path. Team Flash, Shush 2. And that bomb is ticking. And the bodies are dropping. Only one for FaZe to celebrate. It's not enough. We need more. Brokey, only the one. And it's Yabi to close. This is Heroic at their best. On the big stage. And Yabi and Stan at the top of the scoreboard. That is signs of life from their stars. Look at this. Look how blind he was. Look at all the time in the world to take down Robs. Look at his screen. White. And then fades to black.
But this is the details. They've obviously prepped and ready for this map. Heroic, I think they're expecting Nuke to be picked right here because they have intentionally isolated Rops. That play is to isolate Rops, right? To isolate the tendencies of FaZe with the rotations in. This game is done, 14-5. You've got to go for a half buy. You've got nothing to work with here. Heroic, this is going to be some close.
They are dismantling FaZe on their pick. This is something to behold. The different elevations of Counter-Strike. As Heroic have struck.
I don't even know what you meant to do if you're FaZe. You haven't even got started. You had a good start to the game. You win the pistol, the conversion, see how fired up they were getting.
That feels like an age away now, Chad.
This isn't the same game. This has been turned on its head. Heroic are just brutalizing them right now. Absolutely mauling them. There's nothing that FaZe can do. They're getting ragdolled. Sure, put up a bit of resistance with these pistols. You need a miraculous round, some miraculous shots out of Brokey here.
What do you got, Brokey? Crouched into. Karrigan does deliver. An impactful pair of frags on the MP9.
But notice when this has come in, there's still plenty of time to work with, and they have real estate. FaZe, on their T side, they couldn't get the space. And when they did, it didn't matter.
Very quick to evacuate.
Yeah, and rifles to be picked up, so Rain, well advised here, has found himself something to work with.
This is info, right? This is a lot of info from Rain.
Yeah, you can see he has to probably clear off towards Heaven and Hell as well, just in case, but aware that they have dipped on back to lobby for sure now, and that confirmation will echo into the headsets of Twist and Rops, who are both posted and at the ready, but a risk has to be taken. You have a weapon disadvantage, but right now the time is your biggest ally.
Smoke, very helpful, but Yabi's gonna disrespect it and gets punished for it. Twist, an important kill, handled with help from Rops. And Cadian, known to do some damage in the clutch, this time denied. It's Rain's round. And FaZe are on the board for their CT side.
Yeah, it's no doubt who the fan favorites are right here today in the arena. You can see there's some celebrations over what almost could be a nothing round unless a comeback actually begins off the back of this. You celebrate the little things because so far FaZe haven't given you a whole lot to cheer for.
I reckon it's because the Golden Hornets are scared of him.
Wow, yeah, I think so too. Knowing that this is one of the bigger names to try and take on Vitality here, if they can make that dream run on home soil, but that streak will finally be broken. What are we talking? 13 consecutive rounds before FaZe have something else to say.
Second timeout, exist on the mic. A 30-second breather for the 10 in the server. and for the thousands in the Accor Arena.
Again, they're just bringing out a MAC-10 when they could have really prioritized AKs here, so Shush has to bite the bullet on this one. Wanting to have the full bags of util. I see that is more than part and parcel of Heroic's approach here. Top heart volley deployed. Standard openings from both teams here, but this AWP from Brokey, could this be a dialogue changer?
Ain't that the question? We need to see rounds. Oh yeah, Barrel spotted. Brokey has the info. An assistance arrives. Nade, chip damage. Unconfirmed, but nades do rain out, and it's twists onto Yabi, promising for FaZe. Caught him out on that fight squeak. Re-smoked set. Ooh, good damage from Twists. Promising for FaZe. They have to convert.
This is a good timing on this push.
SS just on his clears as well. They throw util into the top side. Brokey now trapped. Caught out was Tesses. Close quarters. Combat AWPing. Brokey. Straight face.
Wow!
Straight laced. And straight shooting.
That's what you want to see from Brokey, getting in the thick of things where he does his absolute best work. Explosive AWPer with the ramp push, locks him down, caught out of position on the quick change. You think he's done, you think he's dusted, and then he does this. Tesses.
Bang.
A face full of lead, and Brokey just keeps unloading.
That's going to feel good.
This the part of another FaZe comeback story. Writing plenty of novels this time round.
They prove to themselves that they can do it when it really matters against Na'Vi. Well, it really matters now. This is your pick, and you're down in the dumps. This has to be a clean conversion of round 22. Nothing but a P250 or two. Running into Rops, assisted by Rain. And they're looking to bring the pain. A double. Cadian actually does shut down Rops, but Rain should have the rest. Cadian gonna do his best with 6 HP and 4 to find. It's the nade to secure it. The people have spoken.
Couple of confidence builders here, but look at that. Cadian still has a smile on his face. You can cheer, you can celebrate, but Heroic just need 2 more rounds. And well, they have taken a full eco to afford a buy here, but look at this from FaZe. Something a little bit out of the back pages of the strap book. The double AWPs. Rops with one, Brokey, of course, with the other.
Well, they're planning for some longevity.
Maybe Ross feels like he's been targeted a little bit here, so wants to bring out this AWP. He's actually going to start down towards B, so Rops has foregone ramp completely. Let's make a little note for future rounds as well. Cadian has only bought in here with the Tech 9. He wants to save money for an AWP.
Maybe he can steal one. Actually, Carrigan's the one to draw first blood, and he burns to a cinder. Tessus builds upon it. Rain keeps it level. Is he ready for more, though? It's down through the smoke. Coming for you, takes him down. Mr. Night Guard. Caught off guard, and it's Brokey back. This is constant trading. Wall Street all over Cedar Creek. As here comes one. Shush versus Brokey. Looking to silence the crowd once more.
Two big thinkers right here. And Brokey wants to take the fight.
He's been hitting some bangers. He gave a chance for FaZe just a round before. Shush remains silent. Appropriate. Bomb on his back. Lobby occupied, but now the sound is heard. Brokey has the info, but Shush has the plant. Is he ready? Oh, I think he saw him! Brokey! Injects more confidence into the veins of FaZe. That was necessary. What a round that was, Chad. Back, forth, pendulum swinging into a one-on-one, and Brokey holds on.
Yeah, he's the guy who stepped up as well when it was looking done versus Na'Vi. Anubis, oh, that for Cadian. The goosh, and he could not connect a second bullet. The Tech 9's good, just not good enough.
Oh, they're starting to believe now, Chadney. You gotta love a Russell Van Dolkin pop-off. He saves them for special occasions. And he's feeling himself right now, the team. Holding on. Next attempt from Heroic's attack.
Oh, aggressive,
my
real
God,
aggressive.
I told you, he's feeling himself.
Yeah, he's not alone, has this orb. Overwatch here from Brokey.
Dropped off. Just facilitating twist.
Is that enough bait?
There's no
yeah,
way.
it is.
There's no way he's ready. Yabi dead. Carrigan another. Tessus desperate. Charging into Carrigan. And the leader will take two. Rain right alongside for the ride. And this one is all done. This round will fall to FaZe.
All right, starting to work on a bag of their own. 5 consecutive right here for FaZe Clan. Double digits now. You know, the pistol, the conversions, didn't feel like enough, especially with how the tail end of that first half went. Just destruction from Heroic, but now starting to serve up a dish of their own.
Taste of their own medicine a little.
Yeah, it's, look, not the same level of shutouts. We've had some closer rounds here from Heroic's T sides, but the rounds are getting away from them nonetheless.
Yeah, but what I meant by that was that aggression. Seeing Twist so quick and catching Yabi off guard. Look what it's done to Heroic. That extra cash from Cadian. A Kalashnikov twist. And a Molotov cocktail.
Rob's riding down. He might get caught off guard here.
Ooh, they heard that glass break. They know it's occupied, but they're already down. This vent dive could go wrong, but Rob's trying to hold on. Great headshot. Tech Knights fail. Robs does not. He was supposed to be the pièce de résistance. Just at the end, Mr. Cadian. But now he's got no teammates left. And he falls to his leader, or rival leader at that. A perfect round.
All right, well, this is going to be timeout number 3 from Heroic now, starting to feel the pressure. Been in plenty of finals.
Yeah.
This might even feel like one here today. A big matchup for both of these teams. We did mention that head-to-head a little bit earlier where it's pretty easy for Heroic, and I think they thought that's exactly how this one was going to go. They had a commanding lead, a massive lead. Looked like they were going to close this one in style. It's been turned on its head. Neither team really able to establish themselves on the T side with patterns or areas of weakness. So some good calling necessary here from Heroic if they want to get this one closed and take it to their map choice of Overpass coming up next.
Those orbs are working.
It is great that they continually chop and change between having those two purchases of patterns. It keeps Heroic guessing. They have no idea. Is it double orbs? Is it single? Well, that makes it harder to call around.
Whoa,
here is Shush. A freebie. Spam straight through the hut. Twist will go down.
What year is it?
Yeah, we saw Twist trying to harass topside in that first half. Oh, and this is necessary right now. Rain boosted up here. Has to fortify this position on his own. It will allow the AWPs of Robs and Brokey to work.
Yeah, that's a casualty that FaZe will struggle to stomach.
Rain's in a good position here.
Can he post the double? Tessa, Shush. They hold on to it. And a missed shot from Brokey. He holds on in the flames. Flash will deter. Forced to reposition. They've got down, parked, and pressurizing the top of heaven as the rest of his team descend into the low side. Great catch from Robs. It's down, cut down. And a whole lot more for FaZe to find here. Smoke available, kits aplenty. It's about bloodshed now. Cadian burning a lot of damage. They could finish him if they chase him. Oh. And a great one back. Long range headshot from Tessus. Looking a little lost is Robs in that smoke, and it looks like 15 is on its way for Heroic. Starting with that Shush wall bang, and they run with it.
Yeah, you got to close if you're going to find an opening like that. Miraculous stuff there, and that is going to be it. Heroic, 15 found.
Okay, FaZe. That was quite the run. 6 on the trot, and then 1 back. They've seen the 15-11 scoreline before, but it has to be perfect. It has to be perfect if FaZe want to see OT on their map pick. This is how it began. What a gift.
Yeah, such a frustrating death there for Twist as well. Big shot here from Tessus.
Wow.
Denies the retake, and then they just have to lock them down towards the double doors. So great work there from Heroic once they had that lower site control. But FaZe, can you continue to make believers out of us? Again, the stubbornness with the double orbs. You can see it also makes things a little bit more awkward, but this is trying to finish it towards top. More spam. Carrigan gets the opener this time.
But Yabi, in a quick
Nade
response,
can do
the
it.
nade might do it. And Cadian's already connected. The nade does. All onto Twists. And he's coming, fighting forward, an offensive defense, and he catches out Yabi. Ooh, he was spotted or not. Cadian goes looking. Good headshot out of Rain. Cadian, he's pulled off a round or two in his time. And he will get the chance to get that bomb down. 2 to find, to close. He thrives in moments like this. All eyes on him. Advancing. Looking to catch a timing. And it's not to be. Rops closes it up. And we go again.
That one definitely had the chance to get out of control. It's Mr. Clutch right there, Cadian. To pull off 1 or 2. I think he needs to make it a 1 on 4 or a 1 on 5 if he really wants to pull out a special here. A 1 on 2. Maybe not what he's getting out of bed for here, but good harassment towards the top side. But this is a heads-up move from Twist. You have to really accredit Rain here. Finds his way up towards the heavens and raining down damage towards that onslaught towards the top side. Now it's just a 3-round game. 3 rounds away from FaZe taking us to OT here. But Heroic with another plant. And with some decent cash to splash to keep this one at least as close as you like. Is this the type of buy where they finish it? Squeaky blown off once more. Pressure being felt.
Carrigan's aware of what he faces. You can see from the nade and position. Intent on stopping anything early, and it's brilliant from Carrigan. He ran out of bullets. And Yabi, he does take him down, but look at this from Rops. He charges forward, loses the rifle. Stown and Cadian, quite the partnership. Years they've played side by side. Can they overcome the number disadvantage? There's a lot of time for them to work here, Chad.
Topside's not very fortified. Twist here on a timing, that is key. Twist could ruin the day right here. 1 is enough.
Ooh, spotted out. Doesn't choose to commit to the engagement, but Stown is coming and gunning for him. Spotted now. Brokey should have them. FaZe looking for another. It's only Cadian. Already 2 in his pocket and 2 more required.
But look at this, they're stalking him. Rain's coming as well.
Brokey spotted.
Surely he's seen him now.
And that's an easy finish. Rain says play on. FaZe say play on. A 10-5 half laid down by Heroic and now looking to respond in kind.
I know that was a dangerous looking buy, but that was only a half buy from Heroic there. This will be a full buy. Mac 10s and 2 AK short. This is all the goodies. This is Cadian bringing out his AWP. This is AKs for everybody. This is full util across the board. This is the time for Heroic to get things done. And yeah, as you mentioned it, the last chance for Exist to get on the mic. He knows what it takes to win a major. Can he help his boys get across the line here on map number 1? The pressure will continue to mount if we go to overtime, and maybe then the script gets flipped and FaZe become the favorites after being down in the dumps.
If they keep proving to themselves that they're never out when they're down.
Self-fulfilling prophecy, huh?
Yeah. The power of belief, Chad.
What are we talking, 14-5?
It goes a long way.
14-5.
But if you never give up, if all 5 still believe, Heroic start to doubt themselves. Exist. A deep exhale. As he probably holding his breath as we head into round 29. Will FaZe take us to overtime?
I think we might see a little bit of a slower approach here from Heroic. Allow this AWP to set up, get your smoke wall erected, try and force these rotations, do this one by the book, and you can see that one way that's just been established there. So this means Cadian has to slow down his yard progression. You can jump on top of the warehouse and play around that smoke. And just the idea of it is extremely scary. You can see it being considered with the scope, a nade goes into it, and it's actually corralled them perfectly for Rain's nade. So you can see just pushing and controlling Heroic as they please. Now the smoke wall to be erected.
I don't think Rain's angle's going to be affected. And look at the damage. Still loses his life. Cadian the one to punish. He's down alive. Hanging on by but a thread.
Well, last time they got the opener was Shush spamming through Hut and they converted the round. That might be enough here. Now being very low is a problem. Molly at the ready. Starting to set up the boys here with low HP.
It's loud, it's intimidating, it's daunting. Twist still has vision. Carrigan swings out, and it's a miss. Need Twists. We need a lot more. Just denies. It's up to Robs. Bomb on the floor.
Oh!
Great shot from Brokey. They're holding on. Palms are sweaty. Cadian down the vent. You've still got the bomb on the top. Sights down. Posted on the AWP. It's Robs again. FaZe holding on as we go the distance. Despite the discrepancy, despite the opener, Rain must have loved that one watching. Helpless as they take us to the 30th.
FaZe the Rockstars here. The comeback kings could be their title if they can pick this one up.
No Rain, no Carrigan, no Twists, no problem.
Again, Brokey just activating here. And now, yeah, this isn't so easy anymore as Carrigan's starting to believe, and so are all of FaZe. Just one more. We go MR3, 10K overtime, or Heroic gonna break their hearts. Well, this is all 5.
It's got to be the call, hasn't it? This game of chess between the two leaders, as well as, of course, all the components.
There's only one move here. This is the shove all in. Look at the util that is left over after this smoke wall. They are working with nothing, and Tassus is already gone.
Rain and Yard, a potent mix we've seen on the major circuit before. A major MVP.
They got no util. No util.
Nothing
and
at all.
a minute and 10 seconds. You got to close the round here with bullets alone.
Limping and charging for this comeback phase. Need the finish, and it's big from Robs. He does not surrender. He does not go quietly. It's Yabby to silence him. And it's him and Cadian looking to throw a heavy blow in a 2 versus 3 for all of Nuke, for all of the hardships. Twist, anticipating contact. Oh, Cadian looks away, gets his crosshair right on the money, and a good one back. It falls to Carrigan. Have Heroic done enough in their final chance? Cadian baits the shot, confirmation, he's off the bomb, closes the door. Mr. Anderson looking for more, pushes the door, and they do it! In the final round, Heroic's Brotherhood pulls it off in regulation.
All that hard work for nothing. You bring it back just to go down 16 to 14. Cadian is cream, ruling everything around him. And they're one map up going into their choice of overpass.
They call them the comeback kings, but the castle crumbles on round number 30. More twists and turns in the Nemesis Inferno, and man, it is heroic to steal away their opponent's map pick in the final moments. Gentlemen, every fiber of my being thought the last-minute men of FaZe, they had what it took to push that over the line to overtime. I cannot believe we're standing here with a heroic W.
All that for nothing. All that for nothing. That's the feeling you're left with, right? Great clutch to finish off the game, but in its essence, right, that was just a playoff-worthy game. That was a good game, back and forth. FaZe getting off to a great start, and then we saw the bounce back from Heroic instantly.
Look at the round timeline there. Look at this round timeline.
Ridiculous.
13 rounds in a row for Heroic. Yeah, game of streaks there, and you see that this is a game where it was a good start from FaZe, but Heroic, they had so much in the tank. Once they got rolling, they had momentum too in this.
I think to make this a little easier to digest, maybe we should split this game into the two halves. Obviously, as you said, FaZe are having a great start to the map, and then for Heroic, they managed to really ignite, get 9 rounds in a row. What was the cause of that, Maui?
We saw one great round from Cadian that kicked things off. We were able to see on this one that FaZe went for a little bit of a play towards outside with Rain, but there was the collateral kill from Cadian. This is what got his troops fired up in this one, and even though the first kill came from Tessus, this might as well have been an opening frag for them, and Heroic were able to build off that momentum, and sometimes that's how these games go. Something that a little bit fortunate goes in your direction, and that's the little bit of igniter fluid you need in order to just get going.
We thought FaZe got into this game, you know, feeling fired up. We saw them win the pistol, we saw them win the first buy round, but then they were so fragile. As you saw in round 7, it just took that one round for them to completely lose the plot of what they wanted to achieve on that C side. So yes, as much as I want to give credit to Heroic for once again playing a fantastic proactive CT side, a little bit disappointed in FaZe that they look so fragile.
And after that round that we just highlighted, 9 rounds in a row, no less, for the Danish squad to be securing out that first half with an incredible lead. So let's take a look over on the Mahone zone with another moment from that epic CT side.
That's right. So Heroic just kept setting up these traps that FaZe just kept falling into. So I want to take a look at this round here, round 12. So first starts off outside smokes for FaZe. They throw outside smokes, they're going to get control of it. Now typically, as a CT side, you have to find a way to rotate down towards lower. The rotation I want to pay attention to is this one right here. So first thing, you'll notice that Tessus, he falls down. The rotation to pay attention to is right here. Notice Cadian, as he rotates down towards ramp, he's running. He's purposely making noise to set up Shush right here in the corner. Because if you look at Robs right here coming in from ramp, if you look at Robs, he hears all of these rotations. He can hear the footsteps. And because he hears these 2 footsteps, he doesn't think that there's anybody here on this right side. So Shush, he gets this very easy kill on Robs. And this kill sets up these 2 setups. The first one here is down towards lower. With 2 players down towards lower, when Rain comes in towards Secret, he's in a spot where he's not typically expecting more than 1 player. With 2 players here, he's going to get caught off guard by Tessus. Tessus catches him. Now the second setup this sets up as well is towards outside, because after Rain dies, FaZe want to reroute back outside. But look at the positions that Heroic have. They have Ston up here towards the big garage, Yabby down here towards Mini, creates a perfect crossfire for when they want to come back. And as FaZe come back, look at Ston right here. Basically shoots Kerrigan in the back, also catches Brokey as well. And by the time that he goes down, Yabby's right here to catch Twist as well. So it's really these setups here and that rotation that Heroic were able to pull off that made this round possible. It was because they're just constantly setting up these traps for FaZe to fall into.
I love that we get to see yet another example of just a purely impenetrable defense coming out of Heroic, and great to see some star power coming out of Stan as well, because man, he had a lightning fast first half.
We addressed him coming into this game. We addressed him for the tournament so far. The fact that he had a slow start to 2023, he's changed that at this major. He was playing fantastic in the Legend States, and now he's starting off the major playoff run with this performance as well. It's good to see from Stan. The fact that he's able to turn it around and have such an impactful CT side where, sure, the T side stats, as you saw on the right side, not that impactful, but what I've told you that he was actually the highest rated Heroic player on the T side as well. So not too bad if you're Stown coming into the playoff.
That's super impressive, because for the last 7 rounds of this game, Stown didn't get a single kill. He actually dropped off the face of the earth for this one, and you started to see some of those demons emerge for Heroic, where the stage pressures were getting to them. The fact that they were up 14-5 and FaZe was still able to push this to 30 rounds, even though Stown had such a sensational performance in that first half, and he did okay on the T side overall, we just started to see that Heroic, classic crumble on the big stages. But the fact that they got it done, it's almost like they just survived. Like they barely made it through. Like they lost a life in the middle of that game and somehow had another one to give.
Yeah, absolutely by the skin of their teeth. Jacob, I want to reminisce about, Heroic start to this event. We saw them taking on FaZe in the Legend stage. It was a best of one. And I thought after that first half, after the first few rounds of that second half, we were going to see an exact replica of just how they absolutely dismantled FaZe. So what was different in that second half that allowed FaZe to almost bring it to the comeback?
FaZe played better Counter-Strike. It's all about FaZe in this regard. We spoke about Heroic coming into the game. We know what we're going to get with Heroic. We know where the ceiling is. We know where the floor is. And I feel like we got exactly the Heroic performance that we could have expected. A very solid, but not over-the-top Heroic performance. Now, the difference this time around is that FaZe came alive in the second half. You saw the body language from the players as well. The first CT round they won, you saw Kerrigan scream, knuckling it to the right, knuckling it to the left, and you could just feel that that gave them energy. So, as you said, Freya, the very first game at the Legend stage as well, it was actually FaZe being up 5-2 on Inferno, ended up losing 16-7, but this time around, they were able to turn it around. But as I said, all that comeback, all that power, all that energy was for nothing here in Nuke, unfortunately for FaZe.
Maui, I love that your nickname that you've now given FaZe of the Procrastination Kings can literally be applied to every single situation we see FaZe unfortunately in.
Yeah, the great procrastinators, though, couldn't send it in on this one. They were close. They almost picked it back up. They started working on their paper with a 7 p.m. due date right at 6:30. They almost got it all the way done, but they just missed the deadline. It was like right there for the taking, and now they got to make it all the way back. But I mean, we've seen this before. When they lost to B&E, when they beat B&E, they lost map 1. When they beat Na'Vi, they lost map 1. So this isn't unusual territory for FaZe, even though they lost their map pick.
It was bound to happen. It was bound to happen at some point. I think we discussed that in the green room. We've been talking about it as well. The fact that they were able to come back against B&E, well done to FaZe Clan. They came back against Na'Vi, well done to them. They're facing a different level of opposition. They're facing potentially the best team in the world, one of the favorites to win the major. If you're FaZe Clan, yes, it's admirable that you can fight your way back from defeat every single time, but you cannot allow yourself to go in a position where you're down 14-5. Then you're not going to win this tournament. You gotta do better.
And extra crushing for players like Brokey, right? We saw him in so many clutch situations in that second half, actually managing to pull them off. Players like Rops as well, right? They're both heads down, writing 5,000 words for this essay, trying to get it posted, and at the last minute, it just doesn't come through for them.
The multi-frag potential from Rops, from Brokey in this one was fantastic to watch. This play in particular from Rops, even though it's against just some half-buy pistols, he did such a great job navigating the situation, making every single person attacking him wonder where did he get off to. He was like Spider-Man just flying across the rafters right there. It was insanity. But the thing is that for FaZe in this one, I do agree with what Pimp was saying, that you just can't go in the hole that deep against a team like Heroic. If this were another one of the less seasoned teams here on the stage, say a Monty or an Apex for that matter, yeah, that comeback probably would have happened. They probably would have gotten over the line. But Heroic, they just have that extra gear. They have that extra play call that they can work with, that they can get them over the line with.
Overpass coming up as Heroic's map pick coming up next. I think this Vita was a little bit topsy-turvy. We were quite surprised with the picks that were coming out. Where are you now standing on both these teams coming into Overpass?
I mean, there's no doubt that Heroic are the favorites to win this matchup now. They're coming into their own map pick now. The silver lining for FaZe Clan is they had such a strong such a strong CT side here in Nuke. The fact that they were able to almost come back into the game, I believe you can take some of that momentum, bring it into the CT side on Overpass that is normally dominated by that. I look at the stats here as well. You look at guys like Rubs and Brokey. They are the playmakers when it comes to the map of Overpass for FaZe Clan. So it's good to see Rubs playing well on Nuke. It's good to see Brokey warming up. We need more of that FaZe, and we need that FaZe from the beginning, because as I said, they're starting on the CT side, unless they choose to start on the T side. And if they get off to another bad start, there's no coming back on a T side on Overpass against a team like Heroic. So this is it for FaZe. They have to meet up from the beginning of the game now.
Yeah, I do think that it's a huge boost to them that they're likely to be starting on that defense. This is such a map that Rain has made such a name for himself. One where I kind of wanted a little bit more from him on Nuke, but I think it was fair to say that everybody came alive for FaZe by the end of that one. And so, you know, his defense with Brokey, that side of A that they have to hold, you know that Heroic's going to throw such a multitude of plays at them that they just got to be on the ball with that. They had to show some synergy.
Isn't it kind of nuts that we haven't even thrown Rain's name into the ring quite yet, considering, you know, he was the MVP back at Antwerp when FaZe were lifting the trophy, and we always talk about him to be a player that can perform on these big stages in the high-pressure situation.
We do, and we need to see it on Overpass as well. I think the difference for Rain is that this tournament, he hasn't been as strong as he were in Antwerp. And I think it also speaks to the quality that we have on the server, that we haven't mentioned his name yet, is because there's so many other interesting players, interesting storylines. Take nothing away from Rain, he's still a very stable player, still a player that potentially can come in and make the difference on the overpass, but I'm still looking towards Boki. I'm still looking towards Robs for that matter. And Twist had a poor showing on Nuke, and we spoke about it coming into it. It's been a rough tournament for Twist. It's been a rough period. His IM Rio performance just a couple of weeks ago was one of the worst events he's ever had on LAN. This major so far has been okay, it's been acceptable, but not at the normal high level we see from Twist. So we need to see a little bit more from this guy on the screen right here. Then I also believe we got a competitive game.
I'm going to say I'm scared for FaZe, though. I think Yabby's B-lurks are just stuff of brilliance. And so Kerrigan facing off against him at that monster tunnel, get ready, Kerrigan.
Well, we are ready to get this epic clash underway once again. Map number 2 and the pick of Overpass coming out of Heroic. Let's see if they can do it in 2.
That certainly was what they claimed over on social media. Thank you very much. Yes, they believe they can take it in 2. I wonder what you think, Chad. It's a tough task.
I like that it was pointed out that they lost the opening maps in their previous series and still able to turn it around and win the series, right? So let's keep that in mind here if we are wanting to take this to 3 maps here. As far as FaZe Clan fans go, I think we might need to change their name. Comeback Clan, that could be a nice one if they can show us that brilliance once more, but we're about to get this one underway.
Yeah, I loved it. I love the way they framed it. Let's see. Comment ça va, Paris? I think that means good. I think they're excited. FaZe Clan taking on Heroic. Second map. Will they continue to dominate? Or have FaZe got something to show us here? The desk wants and demands a strong start from FaZe. Starting on that defense.
And they want to see more from Rain here. He's going to have a tall task. The A bathroom rifler can turn it into deathmatch when he's on his day. And look at this, a little aggressive jaunt. Brokey and Rop silently looking for a fight as Yabby hanging 10 right now. They're going to boost. Let's see if they can find a fight here.
Aiming.
Look at that!
Huh?
Ready for each other here.
I've countered your counter. It leaves us 4 on 4, a little off kilter. Yabby and Robs, ships in the night. Nothing to report. Misinformation. Twist has no idea how that's happened. Robs, he can't explain it.
Yeah, but they don't know about Robs. Heroic have no idea here. Tessa's coming back. He might get caught off guard.
Yeah, but he's worried about Monster. This could catch him. It's really up to the timing.
Still smoking heaven. He doesn't know that Robs is on the other side here.
He's past them. Yabby, assuming it's clear, it's where he came from. Maybe Robs can have the element of surprise on this one.
They're not going to clear this.
This should be an opportunity for the sharpshooter to hit some shots. There it is from Robs. Downs 1, needs another. Shush meets his face. It's all good in the FaZe Clan hood. Locked down. And a 1-on-2 for Yabby. He's been looking good. Comfortable on this stage, but he needs to get that bomb down. Time against him. As are Rain and Robs. Robs on the hunt for more. Looking for more. It's Rain to hold on. And FaZe do get that strong start. Another pistol for them.
Yeah, well, that's how Nuke started, right? They grabbed that pistol. They were able to get off that flyer. They had a very, very good look in on Nuke. And, well, now I like what Jacob brought up on the desk, the fact that they did have a strong CT side on Nuke. Well, now they get to continue their CT campaign. But this is all Robs, right? The namesake, keeping it cool here. He could have gone for fights earlier than that, but just wanted to sit, wait, bait him in, and that's a massive round. So sure, Twist goes down for it, but it doesn't matter. They still grab the pistol. And they're actually going to leave Heroic wanting. No plan. Look at a bit of a full eco here. Sure, there's a molly, a couple of flashes and P250s, but they do want to buy into the next round of play. There is a window of time which is closing as FaZe sprung forward towards A. They now have a good idea that there isn't too much pressure coming. It's all about to be on Carrigan.
Oh, look at this. A farm for Carrigan. 4. And the crowd demands more. It's a second, it's clean, and it's a lot of cash as well. Yeah, exactly. $2,400 farmed up for the longevity of this defense.
What are they going to operate with, though? They're going to get some upgrades through. Carrigan obviously making an awful lot of money right here, and it's going to be great for the confidence to just line him up and take him down in that type of a fashion.
Yeah. He's singing ABBA in his head right now. Money, money, money.
All right, well, we know that Heroic were going to go for this buy. Light on in several departments, but this is a bonus round for FaZe here with their level of investment. Just Just wanted you to keep your eyes on Yabi. Well, here he is. It's not the monster tunnel, it's the short pipe.
And already calling underpass clear. Continuing to force the issue. Carrigan again to be tested. Will his MP9 feel the feed against the AK? What a flash! Yabi doesn't seem to think so. Despite the blind spray, Stoun's there. What a push from Rain. The inaccuracy costs him. And these rifles, look at the damage dealt to Heroic, but nothing lethal on this bonus round from FaZe Clan.
Yeah, bomb's confirmed right now. I'm not sure Rops is coming for this right now, just hanging out in the club. Cry and his teammates are in the dirt here, but some exit, that'd be tidy. Brokey as well looking for some damage. Rain felt like he had the jump there, literally through the smoke and straight into the jaws. So, yeah, sure. Some damage done, but nothing converted here, and Heroic will get their first T-side rounds. As look how diligent they're being. I think they might have a good idea.
They might find him. This would be a little bit of an unusual twist. Rops being stared at. Yabi's taking his hands off the mouse. He gets him down. Nice catch, traded. That AK won't fall into enemy hands. And Heroic successful on the first buy.
Well, FaZe can get straight back into the mix here, but this is the flash and Yabi. Yeah, you can see not completely blind right there, so still able to connect the dots there, and this is the aggressive maneuver from Rain, trying to make something from the mess that started to cascade out of control on that B site. Definitely some Heroic fans here in attendance. Not the crowd favorites, that's for sure, but still trying to make some noise as Brokey, he's going to upgrade into an AWP, and Carrigan will get the good graces of that scout. So still something to wield here as once more a heavy start for Heroic over towards B. Cadian just going to sell a bit of a default play and see that one way. See that dropped on down. Keep your eyes on that. We'll see how Heroic want to use it as this game continues. Rob's trying to chip away. No damage done, but this nade, it might find, a hefty target. That is huge damage. 100 points of health lost across 3 of them.
Yeah, there is a ringing. And they're wobbling into the site. Look at this. They're already in. Yabi kicks open with one. Traded back. Rain and Rops need more. It's Rops again. And look at the pressure from Tessus. He gives them the moment's respite. Rotation on its way. Molly will hold them or force them into the fight. Forced back. Chipped away at Carrigan spotted. Resmoke Heaven limits the options of Brokey. Oh, he didn't hit it. And Tessus will plant it. There is a kit available, but it's unlikely Brokey even gets there. He's got the big gun. Can he pick up a big round? It's so valuable into the next as well. Does Brokey fancy his chances? Looking to isolate a Jewel hiding in plain sight. On the bomb site was Cadian, but it's Tessus immediate to swing. And you can talk about Heroic. One of the things you cannot disagree with is their team play.
Oh, 100%, right? This team is built on that bond of brotherhood, right?
Oh, look who we got here. Crucial.
Into the breach.
Taken to the stage, of course.
Yeah, just soaking it all in. I'm sure there's a bunch of British lads out here to support the boys. Or I think the lads, as they've been dubbed.
That's right.
But once it's these 2 scopes trying to retake, they've lost the side right here in that teamwork. You get it defined there by that Tessus trades down. Desperately wanting that fist bump. But this is it. This team, they've gone through an awful lot together. And one of the toughest opponents they could have drawn here in the quarterfinals.
Oh, it doesn't get tougher.
All right, Rain. You don't see these on the eco round too often. A kill would be great here, but now he's been spotted. We'll have to dip on back for a moment. See no rush here from Heroic. So they establish exactly what type of buy they're up against. They will be able to close this down. They have an awful lot in the rifle department and the util as well. So Stown with the opener. Rain still noted.
Falling into place nicely.
Yeah, and Yabi can walk into the B site whenever he pleases here. We can see it currently being left wide open by this silent rotation of Carrigan and Brokey.
I just saw Yabi shaking his head. I wonder if he was just saying, I'm not hearing anything. Nothing to report.
I thought he was just getting the hair out of his eyes.
That too. But it is wide open for the taking. And they are going to remain diligent. Check that out. Full Molotov and nade dump into the site. Smoke is there on Heaven, and the options so limited. Yeah, a Hail Mary through the smoke from Carrigan. They'd like a little damage, but it's likely they get hunted by this Yabi Mac 10, a deliberate investment, playing the economics game of Counter-Strike. Yabi gets nothing off of his Mac 10. Cadian will have to do it with the AWP, taken from him and recovered by his team. 2 frags, not too shabby for FaZe. They won't be complaining about that, but need a whole lot more when these guns come out.
Yeah, this is where it really needs to start, right? They were doing great guns over there on the Nuke CT side. They were stepping up, and the 2 players highlighted was Brokey and Rops, right? Those 2, when the chips fell down, multi-kills, great in some of the tighter scenarios they had. No AWP available for Brokey into a round like this. The finances just aren't there. And one of the men that you need to keep your eyes on is Rain, right? How is he going to approach this? He likes to be aggressive. He likes to hold on to a lot of real estate. Heroic are going to know that as well. You need to deal with Rain's presence early. See if you're able to put a lasso on him here, corral him. As you can see, they were worried about that aggressive incendiary, not in play. The finances just aren't there for FaZe. As an 8 stack lined up, and this is looking like a cheeky one.
This does look cheeky.
Yeah, so trying to harass any players on the jiggle down here towards Monster, it's very common as the nades, the flak damage, they come on through. I don't think that molly quite landed.
Cool idea.
Another molly, so Yabi had the space. They're going to flash back and duel for this.
Nice.
You can see a nice little info and utility exchange right there from both teams. Able to negate one another for now, but again, resources limited. Rain has to hit this one.
Good off angle. Not going to be able to save his smoke. He's forced to deploy it by Shush's Molotov.
Two of them locked down here. It means that Rops has to rotate back and consider long. If Rain is able to push up and find this timing here onto Tassis, it will alleviate a lot of pressure, but realistically, it's on Carrigan and Twist for the initial exchange.
Carrigan, aware and looking for more, gets 2 on the spray, and a 2-man advantage, but Tassis, he is coming to play. If he can get that advantage, he's got Rain that could cut Cadian off at the pass.
Rain will hear this. Rain is going to hear all of these footsteps right now, so even though they're destined to give this one a crack, if Carrigan can make his way around the world in time, FaZe should have a good idea that this one, don't even worry. You're not going to get too far. Rain's got you covered.
Yeah, well, that round is done. Tassis, choice to be made. And opts for Bank as his hidey hole. A big frag posted. Just the one from Rain, but it's a hefty one. It confirms the round, even though some handiwork from Carrigan got him with that advantage. So he tied up. 3 apiece.
Nice round to win there as well. Not having an awful lot, right? Not having all the goodies, and now they will. That'll be the change. So Carrigan there doesn't get flashed by the initial exchange. Steps on out, mows down 2. A good wombo combo with him and Twist on the side. And with what Maui brought up about Yabi being that monster lurk, it is going to be something they're going to be looking to pressure throughout the game. Both teams in with the buy, both teams with the AWP. And Brokey aggressive here. They've only gone for the playground molly. They didn't drop out these stairs, so having a good idea that Alt was trying to go for that pick. Tassis with the extinguish. It's a 3-man ace start here from FaZe. And Shush is working on this connector control. With door blown off, he will have to worry about any short presence.
You can see the 1-2 punch established for this long toilets. Carrigan on that short side committed. Heroic ready themselves for
Carrigan's mollied here.
bit of territory. Yeah, he should be dead, but he actually goes forward of it. He lives.
Oh, he got away?
And he gets away from it. An advantage seized by FaZe's leader. Tassis ensures it was momentary. Interesting division of their defense now. Rops on an island, making friends with volleyballs. In the meantime, they sneak and they snake up Banana. Brokey will have to respond to this. There is a potential for that flank. Rops from party eventually, but Brokey has to stop them. Slow them down, he lets it go. Whistles past Shush. And his center of mass, another chance from Rops, gets 1. Quick to this flank side. Tassis, Cadian activate to defend it. That bomb now ticket. Rolls now reversed, and it stays level. Cadian's AWP onto Carrigan.
Still a really hard round to win here for FaZe. You can see Twist, he's having to rotate back in. He's worried about pushes down towards CT. Rob's still working on long. Bomb halfway gone.
He doesn't know they're both there.
And no smoke for this. This bathroom positioning.
Oh gosh, Rops does have to turn up the heat now. Speed it up. A perfect post plant now. And no smoke, as you say. Is this near impossible? They don't have the time.
The round's over.
They have to go. Heroic will take another. Locked on down for 4.
Yeah, that right there, there just wasn't, there was too many questions you could see. Even as they were retaking the site, they were mollying. They didn't realize that they had played the most standard setup after the bomb had gone down on the default plan. So just playing in those bathrooms, you can jump around Divider, you can be very annoying, but this is the kill we missed. Tassus onto Rain right there. And Divider's going down across the map, and it's a huge kill. That frag from Tassus is impact, because what it did was open the door for them to finish towards A. Carrigan did his job towards B, right? He stalled them out, and it's been 2 opening moves towards the B side of the map where Heroic haven't been able to crack in. So luckily Tassus did find Rain there. It was a necessary kill, a big kill if Heroic wanted to have a real say in the previous round. Speaking of say, maybe Robban wanted Carrigan to have a lot of conversation there, because they will take their first timeout and they will get another buy available here off the back of those 2 saved rifles. But it can't be the same story with FaZe. You can't allow Heroic just to run away with these halves. I know it's only a 1-round game right now, but if they lose this, they'll be broken. They have to eco.
Yeah, I mean, all of their rounds have come with a hard fought.
Overpass just leaves a bit of a bad taste in the mouth for me as far as FaZe is concerned. They've lost it twice here. A 16-3 loss to Bad News Eagles and a 16-13 loss to Na'Vi. So
understandable for the pick then.
Yeah, the Bad News Eagles one really sticks out like a sore thumb. 16-3 loss. I'm pretty sure it was their map choice.
Yeah, they're coming towards Rain's domain. He's made a name for himself in this particular part of the map. Will Heroic be able to topple him? The Architect.
Not looking.
Not looking, and only the one. Is Tessison's down. Good for it as they accelerate. Look at the molly. It should contain them. Stown already burrows deep into the A site to facilitate the plant. Rops from Bank. Smoke builds upon it. Carrigan on the flank, but it's Rops. What a shot onto Stown. Limits their chances now. Yabi has to get a move on. Try and assist his leader in closing this one down. Well-placed smoke. 2 flashes as well for later. Carrigan crawling. And Cadian AWPing. They've already come through. What a headshot. Rops is on 1, but Yabi with 1 HP and 2 to find. It's impossible with Rops in the server. A highly impactful one from Robin Cool.
And important as well, just not to allow this streak of Heroic to start to build here, right? Making sure that you can go back and forth at least. So that's good work from FaZe. A dicey one as well. Touch and go for moments there. But well handled, and a really nice shot here from Rops. You can see just actively looking for those fights. Good stuff from him, really feeling himself today as Rops, and he's going to be a necessary component here as he just keeps going, frag after frag. Denying Heroic their 5th for now. And forcing them into a bit of financial disarray. So FaZe are working hard for this. Be a flash and go here. So yeah, you're hoping they play close towards Monster for this. You want to be able to overrun them with these pistols, and well, they're obliging right now.
Yeah, that flash could be worth its weight in gold.
Not if he's in the smoke.
He could go past him, and they might just meet him. Great screens, charging Carrigan, he gets nothing done, but twists, it's his turn! Mows them all down on the MP9. That'll feel good. 8 of FaZe's frags coming from sprays like that. Dealing with these ecos and benefiting, profiting from it with that SMG.
Might give him a little bit of extra cash going forward here. The Smoko vision, you can see the destruction. And this is, I guess, the flip side of the pack mentality, right? And you have to group up on the ecos. You don't really have many other options available unless there's going to be some bangers on the deagle shots there, but exist. It's called the first time out of Heroic now. Didn't find the success they were looking for with their searches towards B with a couple of those moves earlier, but I wouldn't expect them to move away from that too quickly here. There's a few unforced errors in terms of misutility that led to those plays not working as they should. What will the approach find? What does Exist want from the team?
Solid haul so far.
I'm just curious off the back of that, because when you take a timeout, right, you're expecting them to change something up. So does Carrigan think, hey, let's try something a bit more aggressive? Do we want to try a different move? Is there a certain area of the map we want to fight? Well, It's a 2-3 start, so nothing different.
Double
Double
mulling.
layering of mulling. It
Yeah.
means that Tessus cannot push in towards playground and gives a timing, which means now he has to be aware of Rain potentially pushing up. Might slow his crawl on the default to take that space towards playground, fountain, party, you name it. Plenty of angles to have to worry about here.
Robs, he's getting an early test, and it's Yabi put to rest. Advantage FaZe, big round, lots at stake.
See how they really used Rops as the X factor here as that rotating player. Some rounds he's over towards A, some rounds he's over towards B. And if he's hitting shots, you can use him as a weapon. You can put him more forward. I know that people associate Rops with a bit more of the cerebral play, a bit more clutchy, but his aim's great. This guy, he can hit some shots. And if Carrigan's feeling it, wanting to set him up, if Rops is hitting those necessary frags, then yeah, you're going to allow him to be that crowbar to open up rounds here, be a bit more jarring, exactly like you just saw onto Yabi.
Really like this A setup. Rain and Brokey going to be working together. It will be Brokey's responsibility, I imagine, for that long side. He's starting to maneuver forward. Are they not considering this? Tessus is given an opportunity. Rain will be given the responsibility to hold. Long smoke, but he's already through. Tessus up to no good. Looking for some mischief. Looking for some trouble. He's been found by Rops. Again, we say his name as he extends
They might just
the lead for FaZe,
they're just
and
gonna save.
they send Heroic running.
They're even chasing.
Running to the hills. Oh, and he tags him through the wall. Brokey can take the AWP away, but Cadian holds on. Just for survival. Looks good for a 6th. A good scavenge as well. Rain takes the reward.
Lost himself a little bit there, I feel, from Heroic. They had multiple FaZe players right where they wanted them, right? You could see that pressure that was mounting from the long and the short side there, but they weren't able to push. And with the pressure, as soon as Tessus was noted with that smoke, you know, Rops is coming back over to clear that. This is how it opens. So Rops doing an awful lot of work here. He's dealing with a lot, dealing with the short push as well as the leak over towards long. There was no pressure coming in through that short side to try and collapse down on them. So they didn't have the tenacity to take the fight against Rain and Brokey, knowing that they were pinned.
That round was all Rops. You can see what it's done to Heroic, and ouch, down stomachs damage. Losing over half his health to the flame. Readjusting their game, it's Rain and Brokey. A dynamic duo to be cleared out by this Heroic assault. You've got to put some weight towards this Cadian AWP when you've seen the sacrifices others have made, juggling weapons now. But still, 3 rifles is all Heroic have to boast.
Yeah, you want to allow him to work at least. He might be able to catch Brokey jumping in the side or posting up on an angle. CTs like to stay in transition here, but FaZe have burrowed down early, knowing that this buy is a bit more hodgepodge. Flash and go.
Here they come. Oh, it's Brokey with the collateral. There should be nothing more to be said. The bomb on the floor. And a tag onto Tessus. Through the corner, through the head. Brokey, a 3rd, and Cadian 1 back, but this one's set.
Look at him just springing into action, Brokey, right? At the start of the round, you know, he's sitting back, waiting. Now he's pushing, now he's fighting, now he's trying to hunt him down here. Don't let him keep this AWP, remove it from play, get yourself 7.
FaZe, they do like to warm into their games.
He's heard it, he's heard it.
And they're definitely looking hot now. Cadian the same. On that, oh, but he takes down another. Fear the Reaper. Fear that AWPer. But the round, all the same, goes FaZe's way, but he does humble the hunt.
Yeah, a couple of nice kills there. Making sure they can't get too aggressive. Brokey's AWP, it will not be picked up here. You can see Twist and Rops, they've been called off. They want to keep these AKs. They know they need residual cash, so a little bit overzealous. There's more than enough money for another Brokey AWP. It's all good. But managing their finances, you get aggressive, you get shut down like that. Cadian denies you on that hunt. Yeah, you better make sure you hold on to your goodies. But that's all they have to work with here. And this was great from Brokey. It just feels like he's really starting to put lightning in a bottle here. Those shots, we're seeing them hit through the walls. I'm not sure he's so confirmed that that is the case, but he's hitting absolutely everything right now. Tags through the walls, the corners, the heads. He's not missing. It's just so hard when you save an AWP because you want to allow it to work.
Yeah.
You want to let Cadian pick, but you only have pistols. So the thing is, you want those to group up to be in a position to explode. You want to try and set Cadian up on some lines, and it's about balancing between the two of them. And, well, this side is the harder of the two to do that, as Carrigan, really? All right.
Not much in the way of support. He will dump out another.
It's the same play. You don't want to get done by that monster nose flash. You want to make sure you're just far enough into that tunnel to avoid it. He has support on the site here yet again.
Well, they're very limited in their resources. That 2 smokes and 2 flashes is all Heroic have to boast. Sure, a Molotov as well. It's gonna have to be perfect. It's gonna have to be a slip up from FaZe. Otherwise, this one will read 8. Brokey in the right place. Carrigan as well on that M4. Brokey combines. Shutting them down. Shadow spotted. Spray not good. Cadian and Yabi making it look threatening. And Stound's got another. It has to be Rain and Rops. Damage control now. Into the site. Nade does damage. Stound has spotted Rain. Surely got him trapped. And Cadian's going elsewhere. Oh, there's a shot out of Stound. And he's looking for no-scopes, looking for trouble. Rain, barrel, betrays, and they do shut it down. Stound, 3. Rips the AWP out of Brokey's hands and shows him how to use it.
Yeah, and that feels like some of the most impact Stound has had since that first half of Nuke, where he was an absolute lanimal, just mauling him, showing up as he needed to. Went quiet, was highlighted by the desk as part of that comeback of FaZe and online to shell shock him here.
That is a round that could very well be a difference maker.
This shot here.
Wow, he was ready. And check that one out as well onto Rain. Just that barrel sticking out, and he doesn't flinch, doesn't hesitate.
Hard to come T-side rounds these days,
Wow.
especially on overpass. I know recent history might have you second guessing that statement, but I wouldn't want to be playing T-side overpass in the quarterfinal match. It's not a whole lot of fun here, but Heroic are making it look like a good time.
Yeah, that one is a gift.
Alex, this is a key round. This is a breaking point in this first half. If Heroic win this round, the finances for FaZe are screwed for the rest of the half. They're going to have to save guns if they lose the site immediately here. And if they lose all the guns, Heroic could still win the half 8-7.
Wow.
So this round means a lot for FaZe. They need to fight for this tooth and nail with their investments.
This has been quite the layup from Stound and Heroic. But down goes Yabi. A gift back. It's Brokey. Shuts down the aggression on the short pipe. Carrigan will remain caged. Information goes both ways. Cadian spotted out in the underpass. Bomb on his back during that. Rob's a lot to do, but Tessus lackadaisical and into the scope, into the spray. More required, and Shush comes to play. 3v4.
That does a lot here. They don't have to keep committing, and normally they'd be expecting Rain, but because of the weirdness of this buy here, Rain's actually over towards B with this 5-7. So if that plays into Heroic's finish, might be misinfo, but having to operate in a bit of a gamble here. They're setting up a boost. You can see Twist elevated now. If they all come in the short side and they scout past him, you see dropping back, so not so exposed. Things are about to get weird.
This has to be a cracker of a shot as they enter the site. Or it will be that left-right. Good night. Nice from Twist, holding on for FaZe Clan. Their hopes of winning out the half extended. It's down, though. It's Cadian. And with 30 seconds to play fourth, looking to disrupt was Rain. Can't find anything on that 5-7. Stound does go down, and Cadian will retreat. It looks like FaZe Clan have done enough. They will have a buy into the next, and they will win out this defensive half.
Yeah, you got to reiterate that. It's a massive round. So FaZe that opener, boosted Brokey up. Bang, Yabi dead again in the initial stages of that, removing a real thorn in their side over towards B. Here it is. Bang. Yeah, no flash. Well, if it was mistimed, especially with the boost. Or well-timed. We'll credit it to the defense here. And this boost coming into play. Shush just dry peeking in before Cadian's U2 hits the ground. And, well, it will be Cadian saving that AWP yet again. Something, something, Zywoo. That's the word of the month here, I've heard.
Yeah. I think there's a lot of excitement to see Mathieu Herbeau take to this stage. The last major, but the first for France. And the #1 in the world on his rookie year will be taken to this stage later. But we've got plenty of heroes on the stage already.
Rain's gonna fight.
He wants it. Oh, and he loses it. Tessus flattens the aggressive Norwegian. Robs, he seems to have taken an aggressive flare himself. Forward position in that underpass. He will be relaying any steps he hears.
Yeah, information is key from that position and will be unexpected this early on in the rounds here. So they've rerouted. It's also forced that rotation to Brokey back over. So if they, they might get caught off guard here. Robs.
This is something, isn't it?
Robs. Backs are turned,
This-
are turned.
Oh, you can't write this. And Tessus, he gets a face full of lead. A lot of communication required now as the pressure is on. Turns around, Brokey down. Still takes one with him, but still Rob's a problem. Gets him down to a 2v3, and they strike in perfect unison from either side, an impossible 180.
It's Rob's X factor. It has been something different, a whole different flavor. 15 kills for him. Always in positions they're not quite expecting. A nuisance in the flank.
A perfect word for it, a nuisance.
You see Tessus there. He's told to consider the flank. They're not going yet. Turns around. He's already there, and he's playing to contain. He's just playing to contain, sitting in an angle that you're never checking, you're never ready for.
Yeah, playing it by the book. It's Rob's book. Now Shush. What's he supposed to do? Bomb fortified, twists, motivated to secure a 10th. 9 already in the bank and a 10-5 half. Sounds ideal at this point.
It's almost par for the course in both of these maps, right? Nuke and now Overpass. If both the teams get 10-5 on those respective first halves of play, they're going to be very happy with that coming into the second half, you know. Look, a smile on the face, so it's good to see. Not under the pressure right now, not backs against the wall. The ones controlling the tempo, controlling the tone of this is Heroic. Throughout this patch of rounds, think about the saves. Their buys have been subpar every single time. This is another one of those examples right here, and it doesn't come with that saved AWP. It comes with Brokey, ready to take this fight.
Yeah, a full smorgasbord of different weaponry for Heroic to try and claw a 6th. A lot on Rain's plate here. Ooh, and he gets away in time. Escorted by his teammates. Down, however, still kicking up a fuss. Early to the monster fight. Takes twists out of the equation for our 15th.
Yeah, but now Rain's the space maker, the space taker. And again, just cornered. Heroic, whether they know it or not.
And that smoke will delay them. They have to respect it. And it buys time for Rain to continue to contain. Carrigan really doesn't want to eat that flashbang, safe from it in his current position. And it's happening again upon the fade. Damage inflicted. Looking for the finish. It's Rain. A masterful find. He gets both with their backs turned.
Oh, no.
And Brokey onto Yabi as well. That is glorious. FaZe up to the double digits. Hold on. We'll be right back.
Leaving with the last major title.
Everything can go wrong quickly.
If we lose this game, everybody's going home.
This is your one last chance.
There's no question, this is the culmination of everything that we've been doing for the last 10 years.
In Arama, it's even more crazy. You need to get ready for everything. I wake up every morning to win, I work to win, and I live to win. It would mean everything to me. I'm fucking ready.
I have one question for you, Accor Arena. Will we see a third map? They seem to think so. Let's see if FaZe can find the 6 necessary. T-side, Heroic's pick. A good half, but a pistol would go a long way.
Yeah, that first half boding very well, Cadian. Well, info exchange there, just making sure they are taking this space, and they have shown some legs. So FaZe with an awful lot of the forces right now, make it all of them, making their way up towards long. So Cadian's going to get a second chance at this and is actually just jump peeking for info here. So that's a lot, and will drop back. He's seen at least 3 to 4 there.
Look at Tassus, extra focus now as he knows contact imminent. Called upon to reaggress, take space they know is not occupied. This is classic Heroic.
Stan might get mollied out of position here. Smokes are going to be coming in.
They got 4 in the right place, Chad. Flash late, Rain in, Smokes up. And look at Tesses. He's set for success. Cadian combines. Carrigan down, the head of the snake.
It's Rops again, though.
And he has got a perfect shot. Spots out another. The movement, so cool from Rops. They've got the bomb, they've got the sight. They should have the 11th. Heroic, giving everything they've got. Damage inflicted, it's heavy. But it's Twist again for FaZe. One backs down. Trying as hard as he might. Is Twist, though, with a left and a right. That is 11.
Both pistols here for FaZe in this map. They've got 3 so far in the series. And that right there, it's all Rops. It's all Rops again, that impact. Because if they don't take down the players who are bathroom side over towards Divider, then the pressure is on FaZe. They're stuck in the site. 180 in terms of the duels they were going to have to take. But that is meaty from Rops, putting Heroic on roast here. This second one onto Tessa is beautiful as well. And he is looking picture perfect now. They're hitting every shot coming their way and being able to warm into the game. Heroic, you took too long to close on Nuke. They just needed to get warmed up because FaZe are looking hot to trot right now. 6-round advantage.
Probably exactly what they're thinking. Ooh, Cadian. An unlikely candidate to take first blood into the second. A force. And certainly a force to be reckoned with.
See this info play immediately coming out here. Yabi, Tessa starting to spring into action just to take back some more room. Now the scout is one of the biggest problems on a map like this if you're on the T side against a force buy. If it just tickles you, if it just tags you, you're down to such low HP and you might as well go back to spawn and pack it up. I've heard from some players, no point even playing out the round once you get tagged by the scout here. So they have to avoid Cadian, who has actually dropped back to quite a passive line. A lurk smoke dipped out front sight here. So that will keep him on notice. You see this is going to remove an awful lot of sight lines. You see players jump over towards Dice. Well, it limits the amount of angles he can watch and trying to spam away. If he hit a tag, which he did.
How does he find it? That's 55 damage.
Here's the pressure.
Cadian going to be hard-pressed to keep contributing. Rotate is on its way. A double flank and a deagle from Stout.
Needs something.
He needs something lethal. It's Brokey that lays down the law.
Again.
Cadian knocking for more. It's Carrigan to shut him down. Good from Twist. He's got that AK and he's putting it to good use. Still up for debate though. Tessus, he's got the opportunity. Defended by Twist. Look at their health. That 5-7 could snap away, but he's staring at the smoke. Carrigan biding his time for that flank to close. An important conversion here for FaZe, just out of reach for a moment longer.
You can't give Shush a look in here. He'll go for this if you give him a chance. Don't overstep the mark. He can't even get the first. Really good 3Ks from Twist in back-to-back rounds. Mr. Van Dolken there. Pistol, and then the follow-up. 2 very tense moments. Able to get themselves up to a commanding lead. It should only be a moment of time, unless Heroic, they want to throw their hat into the Comeback Kings conversation.
I like the way you framed it, Chad. They took too long to close that first phase. They definitely do seem to be warming into things quite nicely here in the Accor Arena.
Yeah, you let Brokey and Rops get online. You think of the two of them in the tail end of Nuke just hitting everything. And Brokey with the AWP in the first half, he couldn't miss. Rops has been the X factor, constantly finding impact here. It's been a great map from him so far.
This is exciting, especially with Rops in the form he is. Sit back, relax, and bask in the brilliance.
I don't think they got up to their traditional tricks on that first half Heroic. You know, the desk wanted to highlight Yabi here and finding that space. He died in every single round, and they weren't even finding that many frags in towards the B site. It definitely worked for them in a few. And remember, one of the 5 rounds that Heroic posted in that first half, I'll take that one. One of those rounds was with a saved AWP and a couple of pistols, and Stown getting a 3K, right? So you have to look, they did struggle on their T half. Now as we turn our attention to FaZe's next gun round, right? They already have this massive advantage of the pistol with the conversions. They've got some extra cash. Their first gun round, they can take a few more risks. Looking really good, our FaZe now. And we do have Mirage as that third map, which is fitting, I think, for the two of them. We normally call Heroic the fakey boys. We know they like to get up some antics here. And whoa,
Hello.
one by one they come.
That's an AK-47 unless Brokey can deny it. Trying to hold on to it is Cadian. And Brokey looking for trouble, looking for that scavenged away rifle. But 13 will be secured, those comebacks. We saw what FaZe had in them.
Do they clear him? What do you think?
I think not. I was wrong.
All right, well, Cadian, better hold on tight. They are coming.
Gunning for him. In pursuit of that AK. Oh, Cadian does go down. Mission accomplished for FaZe Clan. 13 in the bank. 3 away from forcing Mirage.
And if Heroic can't make this as close as what FaZe did on Nuke, and I'm not even talking to 16-14, just starting to put something on the board here to show that they're competitive, all the momentum for map number 3 will be with FaZe. They will take all of that. You think about the second half of Nuke, it was all them, up until it wasn't, and now this run that they're on, trying to throw Heroic around the server here. Their individuals showing up, and it really is Rops at the top of the pops as they continue this win streak, 6 consecutive with the close of the first half. The double mollies, the extinguished. Brokey getting a move on here. An important round for Heroic. If they don't silence this now, I don't think they ever will as far as Overpass is concerned, and Tessus in the face will take down Twists.
That's an interesting head-to-head there. Twist just caught in transition, jumping up. Didn't have the accuracy. Nice one for Heroic. Operating with an extra man now. An equal division of their defensive resources. Stound summoned to tip the scales towards A, and it's going to be constantly swinging around, waiting for that communication. Because in Counter-Strike, information is power.
Well, they've got bad info right now. They've over-rotated here. Cadian gone beast down as well. Tess is under pressure. Mollied back.
Ooh.
They haven't run at him just yet, but oh, there's the chance, and Brokey removes him.
Do they accelerate?
They don't know the site's open.
They don't know. Cadian, just in time, gets that smoke down to divide and looking to conquer. Rain, oh, just the gap. Cadian burning, has to reposition. Got Rain on notice here in that AWP. Echo through his headset. Smoked off, flashed off. They need space, and FaZe have taken it by force.
If they get in, they win.
Look at the amount of control they have. That's an angle and a half from Brokey. Baited, need another. Yabi again forces the shot, but they're not ready for Rain. One and done. A 3-on-3, it emerges. Heroic, a necessary round in front of them, but how do you get in? Rops, perfect, needs a finish. Perfection continues from the Estonian. 6 bullets, make it less, 4. Opts for the fresh mag, gets away with the reload, and he will keep racking them up. He has done enough.
It could have only been stopped with Cadian's AWP on the site, and Cadian might not even hold on to this. Take a look at Carrigan starting to make his move. Really springing to life right now. Cadian having to move away from the radius of the bomb here, and oh, this one is going to be close. Carrigan removes the AWP.
Oh.
Everything gone, everything done.
Captain on captain violence. It's good to see the fans. We saw them marching across the bridge in full attendance here. A sold-out arena for the weekend.
Yeah, that's nice. As soon as Cadian gets front sight and takes that fight, when he drops his own defensive smoke and just sees little whisker, if he hits that shot, it's a different round. But because he gets forced back, there's no way you're winning with 2 players retaking bank and 2 coming drop down. Unless you have a flank, there's no way. Just no way. This one is going to be a drubbing here.
Ooh la la.
Last chance saloon for Heroic now, and they know it. Fully invested here.
Bruh, that's a brutal buy when you're in your last chance saloon on Overpass. Cobbling together. Not the most aesthetically pleasing buys, but they've done more with less.
But what have we learned so far? FaZe can come back even if it looks like they're getting blown out, and apparently Heroic can't. So if Heroic want to make sure they don't lose all of the momentum here, the Danes, they're fizzling out right now.
And they're throwing aggression. You can see there's 2 here, but look at it from Tessus. He did not stop until he found blood, looking for more as well, anticipating Rain. Heroic have been given something to work with here. And it could all hang in the balance of this duel on Monster. Hard clear. Carrigan overlooks it. Robs will claw it. Oh, so clinical.
He's not missing.
He is not. He wants Mirage. And Cadian and Stown looking to deny it.
Well, these are the perfect four for a 2-on-2 right now. Brother in arms, the right-hand man is...
Brokey.
Yeah, Stown. He's going to walk into this.
He likes him. Oh, he's so quick. The Latvian doesn't hesitate. The AWP designed for long range, but he's comfortable up close.
Near the captain's clutch now. Cadian's the only one been putting up numbers here. 17 for him. The next closest is Stown on 11. His team's gone missing when they need him most. And if he wants to inspire them, this 1-on-2 would be a great way to start.
I'll tell you something, Chad. Acadian clutch does tend to reinvigorate the heroic roster.
Well, this is a gamble for him. He's rolling the dice. You can see this here with his positioning. He's hoping, he's praying that they come to him. And right now, might have gambled correctly.
Maybe. Cadian looking for trouble. Not ready for Rops. Another impactful round. 25-8. He is showing up when it matters most.
And you've got the head-to-head. It was highlighted by the desk before we got into this game. Rops versus Stown. Well, Stown's had his map. Now it's Rops' turn. And this one sets us up for Mirage nicely here. But again, momentum, confidence being key. Heroic need to go beat their chests. This map break, because right now they are getting run over.
Will it really be this thrashing? Will it be such a discrepancy? Heroic, their map, their choice. And FaZe boasting a 10-round lead. Can they finish clean? Limited resources for Heroic.
Story of this map for them.
Right. Flash for info. Stown, it's good. May have caught a glimpse. Brokey does not choose to pull the trigger, doesn't have the opportunity. Carrigan starting to advance right into the Lion's den.
Let's walk past one of them.
Tessa's Cadian. It's still Yabi. Heroic, given an advantage, a leg up. It could be momentary. Another. Rob's gone. The hero felled by Tesses.
Cadian's locked the door here.
Yeah.
Well, good positioning from him, understanding the situation. Brokey's going to come back. He's going to investigate, but think about all the angles. Playground, fountain, then he's got to worry about party. So let's see, Brokey. You've been quick.
Oh, wow, the double zoom and everything, but Cadian gets away with it.
It's a way back at least here. Are they trying to save, or are they trying to get this done now in a 3-on-5 disadvantage here? Well, Brokey in the smoke is just going to wait this one out. Cadian's going to find nothing on his little exploration, but he will stay alive. And it's so valuable for them to hold on to guns here. They need to buy every single round. If you get these upgrades from the MP9 and the FAMAS into something a whole lot nicer, sure, that is going to be much better for Heroic going forward. They're going to need 10 consecutive rounds if, well, they want to try and do what FaZe attempted on map 1.
Well, they've definitely managed to upgrade from MP9s to AK-47s. Not a FAMAS in sight. Perfect upgrades from Heroic. So they make the most out of their success, at least in that one.
That's crazy to think that is the first round for Heroic in this half. It's gone so quick here, and it was still labored. Yabi there with a messy spray. Carrigan moments away from taking him down. Testis gets to activate, and that's the 2 kills there to really make a statement for Heroic, but they need to do that plenty times more. And I feel like Carrigan, he has a lot more opportunities here to call whatever he wants. Right? He's got so many rounds to work with. You don't just want to throw them away, but you can try a whole bunch of different approaches here.
You have that liberty.
This is where you can't doubt yourself if you're Heroic. You need to make some good calls for the CT setups. You can't do anything that's too all in. You need to be quite default with their approach, and that's exactly what you see here. Tess is on the jump spot. He's the backup for Cadian. There is that gap that Stown is acknowledging as part of this setup here. So there's the jump spot, and Cadian starting to activate here. The flashes are coming, Alex.
He should be dead, and he can't take anyone down. The support noted, they know the stat. What?
Nice nade.
Bang on the money. Tessus has got a strong arm on him.
It was too quiet for too long. That's why Cadian started searching for info, but oh, hold up a second.
Down is hiding in plain sight. On the other side, bumping in to Carrigan. He profits.
They're back to B.
Look at the angle. He just looked away. He just looked away. Gets away, but advancing. Accelerating, pedal to the metal. Shush in response. He needs to disrupt. He needs to delay. Perfect flash. Perfect spray. FaZe counting on Brokey. Oh. Great shot. Needs more. Can't get it done. Okay, Heroic. We talked about the tenacity we saw from FaZe on the first. And faced with something similar conundrum. Can Heroic continue to run it back?
Oh, this is already the third timeout from FaZe here, which is feeling a little bit odd considering how many rounds they have to work with. But if they get it done now, it's not going to matter. And seeing how far they can spread this cash, a few players on that low end will operate with Tech-9. Some AKs have been put into the correct hands. Twist, Rops, and Brokey. This is a trio of young guns who have already done an awful lot. The Grand Slam, a major to their name, here again to contest for a little bit more. And this is a trio for the future. They ain't going anywhere. But this is wild. KDN goes down early, and that's a freebie back from Tessus there. You wonder how different that round could be if that strong arm didn't land directly on Rain's head. But good stuff from Shush. And we'll hold them back for now. Ooh. But it is just for now. You can see here the tension and the pressure in all of these moments here. FaZe desperately want to shove this to a third quickly.
Yeah, you can see that in their reactions to a round loss. They do not want to linger here.
So as I mentioned, it was hard for Heroic to take a lot of risks here. You're going to get KDN lobbing out another monster smoke from spawn, so supporting with that AWP, but you can't take it. Oh, yeah, you see. Ooh. Definitely a big gap providing itself. They're going to come through this.
They're on their way. Setups here. Good flashes. Rops, he is supposed to be the way in, but he's escorted out off the premises. Shush! This is his site, and he continues to lay down more and more from Shush. Oh, 5 from the Dane! And if that was off the timeout phase, they put all their heads together, talked it out, and they leave empty-handed. A full 5-man murder from Shush.
Yeah, beautiful stuff here. If Stown's not going to be the one to step up the plate, Shush will be. This guy right here, an anchor player for Heroic, comes in clutch. Well, this ain't a clutch, but it is impactful. Ace right here, mowing him down. Not a single headshot in sight.
Beautiful.
Just body shots with that silenced M4, and that one's going to feel good. A confidence builder there, and a spirit breaker for FaZe here. Charged halfway across the map for that one, and we'll just be holding a couple of deagles here.
Good angle, good timing. Doesn't quite convert. KDN posted on that aggressive party peak, fires off his shot. Rain now to occupy the territory.
KDN could get done overextending here as well. He doesn't have a lot of help. Tessus is trying to stay around, and there you go. KDN will think the better of it. We've seen that really come back to haunt certain teams. All the way back in the Challenger stage, we were covering off a Mouse game where Torji overcooked the pooch a little bit. But Tessus, how many do you have available?
Okay, easy rider. Spotted out some.
KDN's really dancing with the devil here, isn't he?
He's not scared. Staring down the barrel of a run. 7 more.
Not hearing these steps, they should be. Just puffing up their chest
in
in the bathrooms right now.
It didn't hard clear.
It's a deep clear to get Rain.
They didn't. But they'll surely be aware that there's potential. Whoa!
Another collateral!
Violence! KDN gets his second collateral of the quarterfinal.
Brokey's had one, KDN's had 2.
Yeah, what's going on here?
A 2-for-1 special today.
Stylish AWPing for sure, and efficient, you could say.
Well, ever since the AWP nerf, you know, they really have to make sure those bullets are bang on. This is one way to deal with it. Is the KDN.
Boom.
Straight through 2, Brokey and Rops, the heaviest hitters.
That glance at the feed processing, well, you just hit ya. And so we ride in again, round 25. It's been quite the run back. 4 on the trot, but FaZe, they just need one more. And now equipped with everything they need to pull it across the line. KDN doesn't seem to think so, though, as he throws aggression into Rain. And it's only pain. KDN now has to watch as Mirage hangs in the balance.
This isn't the first time they've been put in this position throughout this map. It's down.
Wow.
He wants to fight fire with fire here. Cadian gone. His chance to try and draw things back is going to need the double hit. It's down.
Oh.
That is a sharp shot, but under pressure from all angles.
He should be going down, and Brokey ensures it. Tessus is still around, though, and the flash doesn't quite last. Brokey to reposition. A very divided Heroic here.
Yeah, but not this again.
Information. We discussed this.
How far does he go, and what does he clear?
Yabi might get info on the jump as well. I'm not sure if he spotted them.
Tassus is so committed.
He's retreating. I think he spotted them long, and Shush calling nothing here, so they're getting a good idea.
Ah, but the gap can connect it a bit.
Yeah.
If Brokey wants to go connector, he has to go back past Tessus, and so does Twist if we inverse that situation. Shush is finding nothing. There's nothing to report. The next fight is on Tessus here.
You say that. Robs is calling B clear. Robs is calling B clear. They have to go, though.
It's still on Tessus. He's hearing the steps. He knows they're coming back.
Nerve-wracking stuff. Shush. Perfect. Perfect flank. And he executes them both. Turn of the tide. FaZe, they thought this was theirs. They thought it was done. But Shush's flank leads to an extension. 25 frags from Robs, but all of that information, all of that space, and nothing to boast. $0 in his bank account. He's got to survive now. Hold on, hold your horses.
All right. I think that one right there. I know you're talking about Shush's push, and he's had some great impact in the last couple of rounds here. But for me, it's all about Tessus. The fact he plays in such an overcommitted position in front of Divider, right? He's basically the caretaker of if anybody's coming up or down connector. They're not in connector, so they can't control it, but at least they can have a good idea of who's popping their head out and who's popping their head down. And that right there, that info late. Sure, Rops gets into the site. Shush gave it up. He didn't even know that Rops was there, but they were willingly giving away B, and it came back and worked in their favor. That was with an opening kill going against them yet again. Cadian in a few of these scenarios here is getting pipped at the post. Rain dismantled him. FaZe without the plant, but that saved AK. Won't half buy around this here. Just 5 more now, and we've been here before, just shoe on the other foot.
Haven't we? And oh, wow. The child of an MVP.
Future Counter-Strike star.
I would hope so. Looking to witness them go the distance in this playoff game. A conservative one from FaZe. But don't forget, Rob preserved that AK, and he has been a persistent threat. Tessus, more forward this time in their head-to-head. He's gotten the better of Twist, I'd reckon. And he might do so again. Straight to the head, no trade available. He scarpers. And victorious in the opening. Now they know where Robs is. And AK unloads. Ooh, and he does chip away on that spray. Need a whole lot more of that, though.
Snaking towards A here. Rain already far forward. Brokey and Carragher not too far behind. And as that smoke lands, they can stall things out and start to congregate. Down's rotated over here in time. And look at them, just holding them back. There's no pressure towards B. Yabi's forward position towards short helps them understand that it's likely going to be this A finish.
Heroic. Not giving up. Holding on. Extending. As Cadian racks up another as Tessus demanding control. Seizes it by force, and now that gap gets closer and closer. It seemed impossible with the run out of the gates. FaZe securing 15 straight out of that halftime break.
You got to keep things perfect still, and 4 more opportunities for FaZe to get this one done. Again, just a game of streaks here.
Look at that recap.
Yeah, it's crazy. Both of these maps as well, it hasn't been as clutchy, it hasn't been as back and forth. It has had its moments. Quad boost right now, they're setting it up, and right to the shots.
Just a momentary delay. And it's still a 5-on-5 in play.
They weren't able to punish like we've seen a lot of teams do on the CT side. There was no A rifler. They went with a 4-man B start. Tessus was part of that. It was only Cadian's AWP. So now as FaZe come back, they still have to worry about the pushes, but we know there's nothing for them to step on here as a problem. Heroic have just gone and reset completely into a passive stance across the map. This position from Yabi again didn't get found out in the previous. Why not? Rocket one more time. It gives you a lot of flexibility here and a lot of information. We're at about that minute and 10 mark, and essentially FaZe restarting the rounds here. They have tried to pressure through long before. We saw that on the pistol round, right? They were able to get up long, execute through, isolate those fights. Force the CTs forward.
What is this final commitment then?
They just don't have a lot of map control just yet, so some assumptions will have to be made. And as Rops makes his way up the connector, I think this one is starting to come to its conclusion. But Stound's rotation is miles away here on an island of Tessus and Cadian. They need to get at least a couple of trades here.
Interesting setup. Cadian has smoked, so Tessus can linger. Responsible for a lot here. Gambling, worried, back, completely turned as Twist takes him down. Is this really the round? Tessus doesn't think so! Set up for success and caught, chased, alive and kicking.
Rotation's here now.
They got to get that bomb. They got to get it go. There's so much in rotation. Tessus hunted. Oh, he gets away from Rops.
And he gets
that Tessus! He keeps him alive! Heroic! They got Tessus to thank for that one! A quad kill from the Dane. Great indeed. Vicious and ferocious. He holds them a nerve, and 7 in a row heroic. Still need more. 3 more.
Let's see this one again, because they wanted to clear Tessus, but as they rounded the corner, they just lined up. It was perfectly for placed for him. That one might get a couple of cheers. Here it is. Oh, yes, 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 Tessus. That is perfect. You see that, you have to snap shot. And even the final one, Brokey, you let him off the leash, he can go nuts. And that's crazy because that spacing coming in, they were accounting for him. Cadian getting fired up now. FaZe with another round that's gone against them. Down to just another one of these partial investments here. The pressure, it can keep on coming, but so's the fight for Heroic.
That's going to motivate them, Chad. They got to be feeling.
They're ready for B again.
And Drops. He's good for it. He's not stopping. Shush. Caught out. Twists. Mad. Fragging. 2 on the Mac-10. Tessus blind. Confused. And dead. As FaZe spring to life with a limited buy. And bulldoze B. Cadian in the smoke. And we go to Mirage. FaZe hold their nerve. Heroics from Heroic. But we need a third to separate these 2 titans of our game.
An emotional roller coaster in a series of streaks and almost comebacks, but close, unfortunately, won't cut it. Hot out of the gates on that second half, it is FaZe to be holding their nerve and dismantling the Danes. But man, it got close. Yet again, FaZe leaving it to the final moments to be closing out this map, Maui.
Yeah, close stuff. We obviously saw a nice comeback there from Heroic. You saw some of the individuals start to pop off. We saw a great round from Shush on that B-side defense. Tessus continuing to extend play further, even after his first teammate died on that A side of things, but there was just too much cushion for FaZe. They did so much work in the first half. The fact that they won second half pistol on top of it felt like everything they were doing in the beginning was just working for them. And man, this was just a beautiful game from Rops. Like, every single time it's a 50-50 duel, it's not 50-50, it's 100% Rops.
It was a good game, a very competitive game. A game that in the beginning seemingly went the side of FaZe Clan. I would argue it was still a very close game. They had to fight for every single round. You have the scoreboard in front of you as well. Tells quite the story about the Rops performance. You highlighted him, 101 ADR in this game, almost hitting the 30 bomb. But I felt like it was a game that, you know, despite being 10-5 for FaZe in that first half for you, it still felt like they had to work for it.
Yeah, we were talking about, you know, the performances of FaZe recently on that map of Overpass. The one versus Bad News Eagles, I'm sure, is one they're wanting to forget. A much better performance from that, and also the series we saw versus Na'Vi as well, right? And it really is down to Rops putting in an absolute masterclass on this map.
Look at his crosshair placement in all of these fights. It's just perfect. It's not even like he's necessarily always adjusting to hit 6 shots. He's just predicting where the next fight is coming from. Look at how clean those shots are. It's crazy stuff from Rops. Every fight, he knew it was coming. Right now, he's in the zone. He hit a flow state in this game. He's going to have to keep it going because they need him. Like, this was a dominant game from FaZe because Rops was in the zone in the fashion that he was.
One thing is looking at the scoreboard, looking at the ADR. Of course, 28 kills, 100 ADR, that's nice, but the impact he had in these rounds, we see it in this highlight package. On the CT side, when it was getting close, when it was 4-4, it was Rops who carried FaZe over the goal line. On the T side, the highest rated player, a 1.52 T side rating from Rops as well. Absolutely stunning on a map like Overpass,
that's
where
nuts.
It's so tough to be a T-sided player. So yes, we'll look at the scoreboard, we'll look at the stats, and it tells quite the story for Rops, who were the X-factor in this game.
You can see why a hell of a lot of players say Rops is the most annoying man to play against, because you are totally right, Maui. The fact that it should be 50-50 situations in some of those duels, Rops really swing the stats in his favor.
The way that all of those fights happened, I'd say 3/4 of the fights in that game for Rops, it is people walking dead into his crosshair, and his placement was simply sublime. Rops right now is hitting a point in the riflers of CSGO where you're going to say he's in that top 3, that top 4 easily. And so for Rops right now to be hitting this level, there's simply nobody on Heroic that can consistently output that sort of firepower. It's so scary to be Heroic right now because you played well as a team, but you can't outduel this guy.
Let's focus a little bit more on that first half in particular, because Jacob, I think you're totally right. Obviously a 10-5 first half. I think it's a bit more indicative that FaZe had the advantage because Heroic really had to fight for basically any of the rounds they managed to win.
I think we have to do the game justice by highlighting the fact that FaZe really had to fight for the rounds here. We have round 12 that we can show you guys, which is a fantastic round for the side of Heroic. You see to the bar right here, 1 AWP on KDM. We're going to get back to that. The rest is on pistols. Even starts out quite well for Kerrigan and Brokey, who combines 2 for 1, but it's not going to be enough. Twist is unlucky not to get anything right here. KDM gets another opening. Stown coming in for short, and then you have a 2v2 scenario. And at this point in the game, Maui, 7-4, Heroic, they're winning this round thanks to Stown, thanks to the AWP. You think to yourself, this could be bad news for FaZe. Luckily for them, they recovered, but it was a first half that could have swung both ways.
It was neck and neck. It felt like the money was also really fragile for FaZe for a lot of that, but they just kept winning the key rounds. The momentum that they brought from Nuke, even though they were stopped short, just shy of the finish line there, just shy of getting it to overtime, you can tell that they're warmed up into this series now, and when they have these must-win rounds where the money is going to collapse if they lose it, they've continuously just won those. Like, it's constantly so neck and neck with these guys.
I think that's where it gets a little bit perplexing when we move on to that second half, right? Because FaZe really hot out of the gates, getting such a string of rounds to net them that 15 pretty early on in the half, right? Where did you see anything shifting? Because you mentioned the moments from obviously Shush having some great clutches, a great ace in there as well, Tessus as well being instrumental. Was it the individuals for the side of Heroic then that kind of maybe swung it for you?
Heroic just kept up the comms. The teamwork was still phenomenal for them. We saw so many good flash assists. When Shush had his ace in this one, one, it was off the back of some good flashes. Even in these moments where Heroic could have been caught because FaZe found a timing running out monster, there was just good counter utility, and Heroic, they just showed their class in this. Even though they lost, if they had a little bit more in terms of buffer, in terms of space, rounds they could play with, they definitely would have brought this one back, but they just didn't do enough on the T side. But that CT side showed so much class.
I buy that sentiment. I buy the sentiment that had Heroic started on the CT side, had they get going, had they ended up the round, 10-5, something like that, it would have been a complete different game. As you said, the utility usage, the team play, the synergy, what Mahone highlighted coming into the game with being proactive on the CT side, we saw all the assets coming out from Heroic in that second half. Unfortunately for them, the first half ruined it for them.
We were talking in the green room about how we selfishly wanted this to go to 3 maps because obviously it is Mirage to be rounding this one out, and I'm so damn glad we got there because we just talk about the history on this particular map alone. There is so much to be dissecting.
There is so much, it's 2 teams right now who is 1 map away from a semifinal and 1 map away from being eliminated. Captain Obvious over here, of course, informing you on that one, but fact of the matter is that it's 2 teams that play Mirage in a different style. I think Mirage is probably one of the most enjoyable maps to watch in Counter-Strike right now, especially as a decider. The way Heroic plays it, it's based off a lot of Wolfpack mentality. They like to execute together. 4 guys, one plays KD and another, or Stown out in middle by himself, then 4 guys doing an A-go. Whereas I feel for FaZe Clan, it's a little bit more relying on the individual powers. We want to see Twist being set up with the rifler. You want to see Robs being activated with the rifle. Broky returning around, rotating all over the map. So it's the team play from Heroic going up against the individuals from FaZe, and I feel like the playing ground of Mirage is the perfect setting for that.
Yeah, I can't wait for some of the clashes that are going to occur. I'm really looking out for what's going to be occurring on that A site, because I know both these teams are going to game plan so heavily on mid, and so when FaZe is on that T side going with that mid control, I want to see if Rops gets a little cheeky with it, if he goes for a little peek out at A at any point, because he is feeling it right now. He is playing like he is the best player in the server, and so I'll just say Shush has got to have his work cut out for him on that defense. If Rops catches you on a timing, if you throw one flash to try to help your mid players out, that's when Rops is going to just wide swing you, take you out, and find an opening that just shouldn't even have happened.
Get a bit, these nerfs gotta get under control, He's having fun with it, but I was just about to say it. For Kerrigan, he is the guy that I want to target right here, because I think Heroic right now, in this very moment, have been speaking about how do we punish Kerrigan on that B-bomb side, on the defensive side. We have seen him have some weaknesses in terms of defending the B side. I think Heroic have some of the best B executes that I've ever seen in my entire life. So when it comes to certain individuals that we can focus in on, that we can zoom in on, this guy right here eating a banana in the most sexy way you can imagine, he's going to be under a lot of pressure.
Like he heard you. The side on.
I know. It's going to happen every single time.
Well, hopefully we'll see a bit more than just some banana action going down on the ground of Mirage. You talked about where, Heroic could maybe be punching FaZe where it hurts. On the flip side, where do you see FaZe maybe being able to take the advantage over the side of Heroic if it's such a good map for them?
I think that what Pimp said is totally accurate. The fact that Heroic's going to have some really sick executes coming out, especially on B, and that's where I want to see Broky step up. If he's rotated into position, if he's there to defend from that just back pillar, we've already seen some highlights come out from him in this matchup. If he's able to just find multifrags that he has no business finding, multifrags that only the best uppers in the world can find, then Heroic, even if they throw the best flashes on that the world can conjure, then Broky can bust those execs. It's star power versus teamwork for me in this one.
Listen, Freya, you asked for weaknesses when it comes to Heroic. I was looking up their stats for Mirage the past 3 months. The lowest rated player on Mirage for Heroic is KDM with a 105 rating. That's the lowest rated player. And the highest is Stown with a 1.18. Everyone else is in between that. So there's no weak link, there's no weak spot, there's no B-side you can execute towards and think, over here we have a player that is not feeling it. Shoes is a fantastic A-side player as well on that CT side. So to me, it comes down to what we spoke about coming into the game. We know what we're going to get from Heroic. A high-level performance, but the ceiling is not as high as FaZe. So to me, it's all about that. Can FaZe raise the ceiling? Can they play up to the absolute best? Then they can beat Heroic. But if not, I think Heroic's top floor right now is enough.
I think that's where it's a really interesting comparison when we're talking about the AWPers coming into this ground, because we're looking at Cadian with way more responsibility on his back, right? He is the in-game leader, leading the charge for this squad, whereas Broky, it's just about the AWPing, it's just about the firepower when you come into a matchup like this.
That's why it's worrying if you're a fan of Heroic in this one, because you know that Cadian's going to have to shoulder so much of the burden in terms of coming up with ideas and plans for them that sometimes that's why his rating drops off. The fact that Pimp already mentioned that Cadian, he's been the worst performer on Mirage for Heroic. That is a huge, huge hole in the game for this team. If they can't get their op going, then the Riflers from FaZe, they're just going to feast on them.
The comparison between Cadian and Brokey is fantastic, though, because Kerrigan, as we spoke about, the in-game leader for Heroic, probably the guy thinking the most, communicating the most within the Heroic camp. I would argue it's the complete opposite for Brokey within FaZe Clan. He's a player that plays on his intuition, right? Of course he's communicating, but he's not the guy that you look towards as a secondary goaler. It's not the guy that is dictating the way FaZe is playing whatsoever. I think Brokey is best when he's left in a 1v2 and a 1v1, where he doesn't have to think, where he just have to play as per his intuition. So you have these two players, one guy thinking a lot, 200 IQ, the other guy, I'm not saying Brokey is dumb at all, I'm just saying that he's best when he's just playing by himself on his intuition, probably one of the best in the world.
Gentlemen, I almost never do this, but I want to get some preds because this has been such an epic quarterfinal to open things up here in the Acor Arena. Who are you guys siding with in this one?
Give me FaZe. Give me it. All 30 rounds, though. 16-14. You know it's going to be some crazy comeback from them, but I think FaZe is going to get this one done.
This is going to be explosive. It's going to be a great game. I think Heroic is too good for FaZe for now.
Well, we have gone the full distance, and it all comes down to Mirage. An epic quarterfinal thus far, and I see that continuing coming into this third and final decider. It's Heroic versus FaZe for the last time in the Acor Arena.
It all comes down to this. Paris, are you ready? Prepare to bear witness as FaZe and Heroic, two giants of our game, in the first major in France and the last of Counter-Strike Global Offensive, do me the honor of making some noise for this one. It's Mirage. The last chance you'll see these two teams, one for the semi and one to be eliminated. Thousands and thousands of rounds of Counter-Strike played, but these ones hold a lot more weight. Smokes in, Shush, smoked, blind, and unable to provide. Maybe Cadian first, as they're committed in. FaZe want the A site, trying to take it by force. Good smokes, but better headshots from Stown and Cadian. Disrupts the plant, repositions and forced away again as he can't quite finish his meal. It ups the twists. On the stairs, can't find that head. Shush can. Shush will. As two come through and FaZe falter. Perfect for Heroic.
All right, that's how they want to kick this one off. Gonna grab themselves a pistol around here, make it their second thus far in the series. And we need to go back in history. Just 5 months ago, the Blast Fall Finals. That was the grand final, FaZe taking on Heroic. Ended up in, well, a 3-map affair, and Mirage being that third and final. Went to overtime, went in the favor of Heroic, lifted the trophy on home soil. And that hopefully is where this one is headed. Maybe not to the Heroic victory, but a game that goes all the way as FaZe. Not going to opt in here with a force buy. This is just a classic Palace waterfall. You've got Carrigan on the flashes, Twist with the smoke. The goal here is just to get the bomb down, and well, for sure, it's to pluck as many heads as he can. Lines them up, flashed off, only gets one for now, and Rob with a big shot.
That is a big one. It might lead to a plant.
Mission accomplished.
It might. It might not. Cadian, oh, he can't find him. Wow. Twists, surrounded by enemies, just punching in the code. And yeah, Cadian can't believe it. He's right there. Yeah. He was right there, he says.
Yeah, they bought a smoke just for that. They bought a smoke and 2 flashes just to make that possible. So as I said, mission accomplished here for FaZe. That's exactly what they wanted to get out of that round. Victory was not an option, but the plant certainly was. And you can see here, just, yeah, not able to hit this one. Will be the 2-0 start for the Danes here, but let's get this barn burner underway. The rifles do come out. And the most puzzled I think I've seen Cadian look in a very long time.
Yeah, a little minor confusion. I'm sure he won't let it bleed into the next, as this is an important gun round in its own. Will FaZe get off of that goose egg quick? Into our third and fully equipped.
Slow and steady here, but Desk Highlighter is going to be all about middle as Yabi will flashed in to take an exchange towards the underpass. Doesn't see anybody home. You can see Twist here taking his time as Rain with some util lined up. Waiting to see if there's any aggressive maneuvers out of Heroic, who picked this into Liquid and lost, ending a 5-map win streak on Mirage. Deep stairs smoke, you like to see that. Gives the CTs a bit of a choice here, but it's all a fake. Carrigan now applying pressure towards B. So keeping them moving. Now FaZe trying to beat the Fakey boys at their own game as they want to split the B site here.
That's the intention. Let's see if they can manifest it. Rain already, lots of ground covered, and oh, he's ready for Stown. Takes a Dane down, and will they commit? Oh, Cadian fires off a shot,
Bomb's
Robs onto
back.
Testis. Yeah, Carrigan is in.
Shush.
This is a big head-to-head here.
Bomb's going A.
It's going completely A. Carrigan's cleared B. Heroic baffled. But at least Shush can contribute. Twist not ready. Robs is. And Cadian alone in the 1v3. And it's all Robs. He has not let off the pedal. He was flying high on overpass and forced us here into the third.
This is why we get excited about players like Rops, because when they are on, like the form you're seeing here today, they can define an entire series. The shots that he's hitting, right? Sometimes you see a Rops game, you think, oh, he's lurking too much, he's baiting his teams. But here, he's hitting big shots. He's protecting his team. He's having impact time and time again. And he's not missing. He's looking laser sharp, dialed in today. That flow state now we spoke about. Rops is loving it here.
He's flowing for sure.
Cadian aggressive middle now.
Thinks twice.
Yeah, on his own. You don't want to overcommit there. Yabi trying to contribute from short as well.
Look at this pincer maneuver coming in as well. You can see they're coming through the underpass as well as top mid in unison. Teamwork. Looking to make that dream work. Rain advancing, but Cadian catches Carrigan jumping through the window. Ooh, pays a heavy price. Spray not quite on the money. That one is. Oh! Gets them both down. Brokey back. Testis re-aggresses. Brokey's looking for trouble, and he hands him a headshot.
You're not ready for Yabi.
Yeah, there's no way you're ready for Yabi in the apartments. He's so set for success. Robs caught off guard. Relinquished of his life. And Brokey's, he's got his head on a swivel. He's almost ready for this. Oh, Cadian, he should have this one dead to rights. There's no way Brokey's ready for this one. And he closes it clean. Heroic straight back.
Yeah, and getting that AWP straight back in his hands here, the leader of the Danes. And this is Carrigan. He was noisy about that. He jumped up through the window. Cadian had heard the steps for sure and then ready to play him on the gimmick of the smoke right there. So the opener going in their favor. And you can see that energy's back. It's hard to keep that when you're losing. And well, they were down in the dumps over there on overpass, but bringing it early here into Mirage. So coming in today, Heroic were the favorites on paper. FaZe are the ones who've been battling back time and time again. This isn't a team that you can count out regardless of the scoreline. But you'd love more of a back and forth affair here as opposed to this streaky game that we've been delivered here today so far.
Yeah, and if you haven't seen the speech Cadian was giving his men,
It's 2 kills here for Stown, surely.
it's most definitely worth checking out as he discusses searching for teammates like this for all 10 years. But a very different man takes to the stage in Paris as the one that pulled up to Jönköping. And now looking to advance to the semi-final. FaZe up against him. I mean, a star-studded server right now.
Yeah, we mentioned Cadian. One of the names has to fall here today. Him and Carrigan played at the first major. You've got Dupree and Apex as well. They'll be with Vitality a little bit later today as Cadian will finish things off neat and tidy. A double up for him, and only one of them can survive here today. This matchup could have been a grand final, right? Coming into this event, we had the fabled 5, the big 5 names, and we didn't even get a few of them making their way through to this stage of the competition. The underdogs, that's what this major has been all about, the upsets.
Yeah, and you talk about that final, you know, that Blast 4 final of Heroic finally lifting the trophy. We talked about their grand finals.
It was on home soil. They had the crowd buff, right? They definitely had that home court advantage, even though it's the Astralis Arena, as I think a lot of people would like to dub it. But still, they have the support nonetheless here as with a slight gap over the top of that smoke. He has been boosted on the bricks. All out for Brokey as they're posted top middle. If Stown peeks this, Brokey might be able to flick into it, and you can see the 2 of them at the ready right now. Shush and Stown. Cadian forward over towards Palace with his AWP, and well, now defensive smokes will be deployed towards Connector to give them some buffer room to continue to fight here. Just understanding exactly what they want to do and the harassment and aid. So this is understanding each other's tendencies, the way that the map is approached, and now the fight's coming. Testis too.
It's a great map for these 2 teams to separate, and ooh, it's Testis. Quick to the frag. Rain concedes another death. Slow start for him in this one. Looking to recover from that disadvantage. They're re-aggressing the CTs with the advantage. They're looking for Robs. Looking for Robs, but he hands them a hot shot.
Long rotation.
Down,
yeah.
gone.
Yeah, back around the world with the bomb. It's Twist on the lurk. Everybody else is going to try and finish towards A. They had no idea about Cadian's AWP. It was timing that just went against Down there. That U2 are going to be quite indicative that fight is coming. Stairs smoke landing. Pressure on its way.
Who's going to open up the site, though? Robs has done well to claw it back into an even keel. Good flash. Gets him past Cadian's scope. The sniper going to be counting on his teammate here. Shush needs to win this duel. Carrigan counting on Twist. It's Yabi gone, but it's Shush and Cadian.
Bomb's loose.
10 seconds. They have to plant. They have to plant now. It's going down. And Twist caught down. A 2-on-1. Brokey sprayed on Down. Low HP. 2 to find. He can't do it. And Heroic extend, creating more of a gap between the two of them. And recovering a second AWP.
Yeah, that's something we saw that FaZe want to do on their CT side of Nuke. It's likely going to go to the hands of Cadian and Stown. Stown loves to do a bit of secondary AWPing for this team, and we're in the early stages. With this 4-round lead, it will be the first timeout. FaZe take this 30 seconds to discuss how they want to continue forward here. Money to get out of half by, and you can see a missed smoke. So, yeah, not all the dots connecting there. You see Cadian as well. He took such like a massive risk, just standing in the open, ready for that A fight. Shush was between two mines, but still, the round will go in their favor. And starting to like the taste of this flavor are Heroic.
Almost definitely.
I think whichever team wins here today is the favored on this side of the bracket, right? You got Monty versus Gamer Legion also on this side. That's two of the bigger underdog names alongside of likes of Apex and obviously Into the Breach to take on Vitality later today.
Yeah, exactly. I was about to ask about the other side of the bracket. You got any names at the tip of the tongue?
I think the one that we'd probably all want to see would be Vitality versus Liquid in a semi.
Got to get through the Brits first, and we got to get through this.
Another waterfall out apartments here. 3 at the ready with the bomb.
Perfect timing on that smoke. Just when they were going to go, you can see Carrigan still got that line upheld. Yabi forward position ahead of these flashes. Rain, they do nothing. That one's great, though. Shush, he can't voice concerns at all. Yabi can, as can Cadian. Holding them at bay and fragging up a storm. Shush brings more. It's Rops on that Galil. Twist and Rops looking to twist and shout. A 2v4, no way. No way they should have a round with this limited resources. It is Twist, he is precise, but so is Cadian. Locking it down, maintaining the orbs and extending their lead.
Yeah, we need to reflect on what the desk was talking about as well. We're definitely praising Heroic and their Mirage, but talking about Cadian being towards the bottom as far as the stat lines are concerned. Well, right now, 10-3, consistently finding impact here and feeling himself. Has been involved in some of these openings. And they're happy to take the fight. This was another lighter by scenario here, so FaZe by getting that bomb down, they're quite happy with that, and a couple of kills to boot. So not a round win, but a round with a few little victories nonetheless, as Carrigan and Rain, they are struggling to get off the starting mark here with 1 kill apiece. And the same for Twist, he only has 2 frags to his name. We're still early stages, but we need to see them activate now because Heroic going to turn this into another streaky affair.
Oh, look at the damage, and it's destruction, decimation. Shush charges up mid, and already you've just
2 kills.
You just had a call. You know, you've just had a round in your mind, and already it has to be thrown in the bin.
Yeah, this is the thing. It makes it so difficult. Like, this is a great start for Heroic in the round. Now Tessus wants to keep aggressing, and they just keep coming their way. But with how these matches gone so far, both teams with massive leads, and then both teams attempting comebacks. So when we're looking at this scoreline, it's great for Heroic, but what does it mean in the context of this series? Well, not a lot. Both teams have the legs and the gas to give this one a go.
Cadian versus Brokey. We get an AWP head-to-head, and it's Cadian that comes out, loses his head. Twist needs more. All alone now. And Tess is forced into an uncomfortable death. He burns. No bomb. Left it behind in pursuit of blood. But now this round gets so uncomfortable for him. You can see he ran straight past it. Shush has got it in his sights, and ooh, Stown had Twists in his scope. Forced away, good shot. Bait and switch, heads back to the apartment. Smoke would be great. Yabi could be ahead of it. But has to respect it. Confirmation of presence. Couple of bullets. And just caught out. Shush Been saying his name an awful lot in this quarterfinal.
Yeah, just peppering away there. So some impact from him. Now Shush, he wants to take that top spot from Katie and 12 kills. So that's a gun round that was over in the blink of an eye, just running up mid. 2 players drop. Tassus with the aggression on the third, and here it is. Just want to biff straight up the guts here. The util thrown back, not doing a whole lot from FaZe, and now a 6-round lead as this one continues to build against the international squad.
Ooh, at what point do you need that another timeout? Just to get your head screwed on tight, you've got to take notice of where you are, what's at stake, your dreams of lifting a trophy in this beautiful arena. A farewell to a game that served you well for 10 years.
See this stance here. They're so worried about the mid aggression again. Nobody pushing underpass, nobody really top mid. They're holding it for some of the more passive angles possible here. Brokey's the caretaker of that. Rain is burrowed down in spawn. We'll try and line this one up. We've had a couple of missed pieces of utility here. Let's see if it happens again. As now Cadian searching. Ready for this. This is the perfect weapon for the job.
Ooh, gets away, I think. He has got Twist to hunt him, and he should be good, but saved by Stown. The cohesion from Heroic, this constant communication. You really do have to get up bright and early to beat Heroic at this game.
They want to split A here, so up through connector. Rops will be that late play through the Palace position. Stown, if he activates, he can ruin the day.
He certainly could. This Wolf Pack from FaZe. Carrigan leads the charge. Shush deleted by the leader. And Brokey too. Looking for a perfect one here to get the juices flowing. Twist provides the double. And FaZe secure their second.
All right, need a couple more of those. There's something to get excited about for FaZe. And that all just happened in the blink of an eye. The tempo set there by Carrigan. The man steaming through, takes down Shush, who was stranded on the balcony, right? He got left hanging in that moment.
There's definitely something to be said about FaZe Clan, though, isn't there? In terms of making it as intense as possible. Even qualifying for the major was a tooth and nail affair.
Yeah, they love doing it the hard way here. So these pressure maps, these pressure moments, you look at the Bad News Eagles series, they could have been done,
yeah,
especially on this map here in Mirage. They get it against Na'Vi. They blow Na'Vi out of the water. Right, they've had 2 very big wins on this map throughout this major alone. So they should have some confidence here, and they should have confidence that no matter what the scoreline is, they can always bring it back in the second half. And that is one of the biggest issues. I feel like Heroic are going to need to continue to cascade this momentum here to stay on top of FaZe. A very difficult team to put away, it seems. Plenty of cash for Heroic to get out another buy here. Trish is even going to bring out an AUG, so bit of an interesting purchase in the current meta, but some CT positions you can definitely find it fruitful. Cadian's going for another push here, this time a ramp.
He's not going to find anything. You can see they've manufactured a gap to try and set him up, but FaZe have other plans. A crawl through mid, Twist through the underpass.
Well, if Heroic are just going to push you in a lot of these rounds, yeah, allow them to use that early util exchange, but FaZe will flash back, window smoked, and now creating space is Rain.
But it's only Rain this time. Safe from the nade this time.
Look at the same clamp down on A here, just less bodies through connector.
Yeah, the Twist is down. And they're ready for Rain. It's down. Locks it. And Shush sprays it with 1.5. Limited in the health department. Rops and Carrigan. A nice headshot short. And he'd love to get that plant down on the floor, but the flank is coming.
Yabian and Stown are both very low here.
2-on-3, sure.
They might give away the plant and allow Tessus to work. He's the key factor of all of this. Highlighted here, making his way as the bomb gets punched in. Now they can attack from 3 different angles. Actually, make it only 2. If Tessus dies here, all right, if Tessus died here, now it's Rops in a 1-on-3.
Look at the angle he's gone for. A perfect headshot required.
Everyone's half HP or less.
Oh, they know. Yabi gets the info, and Heroic are deadly. That information leads to an 8th, and I'm sure that's going to fill them with motivation. This defense already 1 out, and now looking to extend it, make it unreachable, make that comeback feel impossible for FaZe Clan. The fact that they took each other's map picks and leaving us here at Mirage, you think, and the desk as well, suggesting it's perfect. A perfect territory, a middle ground. And the last time you said they faced in those finals for Blast on home soil, no less, for the Danes. it went to overtime.
Yeah, and that was with two 11-4 halves on the CT side. So we might be sailing quite swiftly towards a similar scoreline. And that was Heroic getting the chance to start on the defense. So that's exactly where they find themselves here. And they are still going great guns with a 6-round lead right now. But that other timeout you were talking about has just come through. What will change? It's Brokey. Does he have an AWP on the floor? We're yet to see what he's going to scoop up here. He does. An AWP available here. See how that changes the game plan going forward for FaZe. They have been hesitant to take mid early because of the Heroic aggression.
Yeah, that early Yabi double, right?
They're looking for a B pick. KDN's going to get boosted. We might have a head-to-head here. Oh, Brokey's gone underpass. Never mind.
Still, that util implies the B defender on site. Deeper nade now. And both going forward. TeSeS, the sacrificial lamb, or the aggressive defender. Drops. Oh, loses his head.
They're trying to take some space right now, FaZe. You can see him springing into action, wanting to take mid. If you're going to push an extremity, you're not traditionally very strong towards the mid corridor, but the bomb needs to be picked up at some point. I think Brokey's going back to understand that, because if TeSeS had continued to push, they would have had it under their grasp, which is a worry for Brokey now. He doesn't know what's happened on the other side, but Carrigan, he's got the space and he's got a kill.
He got the gap. Doesn't get away, Yabi. He punishes. Disadvantage for FaZe, but can they recover? They have scooped up the bomb. Denies info from that connector.
Has to be the B finish. Brokey has to deal with TeSeS here, and that's just stalled them out. A perfectly timed smoke followed up by a HE.
Oh, that changes things. TeSeS has lost his head. Oh, and he nearly finishes the job. Brokey needs to hit some more combat. Orping nade through. Jumping in. Yabi again, stubborn. Can twists. Give FaZe something to celebrate in our 11th. 20 seconds. And he goes to use every second of it. Tries to force KDN forward, giving him nothing, not hearing that plant, and it's allowed for Shush to come around. Spots him out, needs the execution, but surely KDN, loses his head! Twists, no time, but still nails it! Defying the odds and breaking Heroic. That is cheeky.
Yeah, you're going to give him a chance right there. They didn't need to push him in that fashion. You give him the chance, he'll hit those shots. KDN is the one left without a paddle in that environment here. Yabi does a great job on the side. Two big impactful kills for him to stall this out. Twists, jumps forward, the clock is against him, and it's this push here from Shush. He didn't need to take that timing, and it means that KDN has one option. Let him plant and play out the 1v1, or try and get ahead of it, and Twist faked him out.
That is a ballsy choice in the... Quarterfinals of a major. Look at the damage.
They're so low.
Ouch. Nearly 200 damage inflicted, but nothing confirmed.
That right there, this is an important round again. This is where the finances are on the ropes for Heroic. You can see this investment. Shush, after that blunder, left himself only with a 5-7 here, but continuing the push, continuing the fight. They might just walk into this AWP if they're not careful. It's down reactivated.
Yeah, this is aggression.
He's going to be seeing the blood here. Knows that some damage has been done.
It's down. Oh, big headshot back. It's Rain. He fills the void and goes head hunting.
They're just going to keep coming to them here. It's Yabi's turn to push.
Rob's just looked away. Carrigan confirms that presence at the top of middle. Rain will advance as well. KDN was responsible. No longer looking. Maybe there's an opportunity for more.
They want to try and finish towards B again. TeSeS and Yabi are still here. They're not going to be able to say any presence over towards A. Has to be Rain. Rain, if he kills KD and he can make some space, he'll force a rotation for sure.
Hinges on this. Don't forget all that damage. Yabi forced out. There's Cadian caught. Rain. He may have saved FaZe. As Tessus looks to save FaZe. Another from Tessus. Bomb lost. Rops needs a response. And he can't get it. It's all Tessus. A triple in defense of B. Rain. What have you got for us? Time sensitive. And it's all on him. All on his shoulders. As wide as they may be, they cannot hold the burden. And 9 for Heroic. It's Tessus, the man on your screens, that makes magic happen.
There's just no way back after they were committed towards that site. Even that kill comes in from Rain over towards Connector. They were already hitting the site. That's why Cadian was rotating. That's why he was noisy. Rain did what he could, given the circumstances here. But Tessus, the low HP, going to finish Twists off. Contribution from Stown earlier in the piece here, and that was Rops' opportunity. He might have had 2, but Tessus says no, and another impactful round from him. As this will be the first timeout for Heroic here, and this is just to settle into what's in front of them. What type of buy is available on the other side? What type of purchase is going to come our way? And just how many CT-sided rounds can we get? We know they're worth their weight in gold, and we know with the head-to-head history just how close these two teams can be, and teams are drawing these games back into close fashion.
That's for sure. I mean, that's for sure. I think Heroic will be dissatisfied if they can't replicate that 11. And then you say the same for FaZe, that 4. It's not an all-in, but something in the middle.
Yeah, this last stretch of rounds, last 5 have been back and forth between the two teams, so that's why FaZe are happy to go for a bit of an investment like this. A few upgrades, some armor, something to try and make this a little bit spicier here.
Yeah, faith in Rain as well. He has awoken in this third, and intentions are clear. Garrigan to flash them through. Shush a forward position. Ooh, the nades are great. That's onto Ray. Oh, and executed by the Shush spray. Twists. He saves him from a third, but he needs a whole lot more. Look at the shot out of Cadian. Quick on the draw. And a 10th. Secure Heroic. Double digits. And a chance for 2 more.
That's exactly how you want that to go. If you're Cadian, you say, Shush, go close ramp. I got a flash for you from jungle. It pops, he gets 2. You isolate Palace, you take the ramp fight. Pedestrian there for Cadian, and a great round to win. No problems at all. Those little investments not causing any issues here, and now the pressure is on FaZe. How can you call yourself out of this hole again? Stomaching what is a pretty miserable looking first half, but if they can salvage the next round, maybe even the next 2, they're in with a crack here.
They can work with 5, Chad. Hell, they'll even give it a go with 4.
They're trying to test Shush again. This time he's not proactive. He's not ready to go far and forward. They've tried this smoke wall an awful lot, FaZe. The deep stairs smoke, the bridge smoke as well, the cotton off connector and jungle.
Check
so
this
the up
out.
down.
Already Tessus and Stown saying, get ready on A. And oh, doesn't hit it. The flash is good enough. FaZe have access to the site early. Those smokes, temporary. Oh, but form. It's permanent. Rain delivers. An advantage now for FaZe. Good nade. Twists. Dead now. At the hands of the Cadian Orb, and he had the bomb. Oh, he goes off the angle. Peeks back in for more. Carrigan now down. Added to the naughty list. Maybe more from Rain. It's Brokey back with 1, but they need a whole lot more. Commits to the spray. He's gone away. A 2-on-2 and an awkward one at that, because the CTs have the bomb, but for how long? Rain through the connector.
Yeah, but do you expect Yabi to be pushed up so far? That's the next question here.
Right.
And if Cadian makes this move, this is definitely going to be an unexpected play here.
Rain safe from the AWP now. Rops is going to have a hard time working out where that CT has gotten off to. Yabi. Hidden. On the A site. Cadian. Oh, he hits it onto Rain! Rops long range.
No way, he's ready for
He's
this.
not, he's not, and he shuts it. Yabi for 11. He gave it everything he had there. Some sharp shooting out of Rops, but Heroic too good. Locking in 11.
Just on the fade of the smoke there as well for Twist, and the fact he picks back into that angle, Cadian's feeling himself now. Yeah, Rops again, trying to put up a little bit of fight, but a lot of damage has been done, and heads up play from Yabi there, just going and hiding in the apartment's position to Palace. They're not going to be ready for that late activation. There's so many other places you'd be expecting Yabi to rotate in from, and that one's going to feel real good. Cadian with a huge amount of impact and FaZe with their 3rd timeout.
Still laser focused. Like, it's actually really interesting to me to see the way in which Heroic, hello, gonna be seeing these boys
tomorrow
taken to the stage soon. getting a taste for it.
May as well come and get as acclimatized as possible.
Oh, for sure, for sure.
Big stage.
Big stage,
The
big
big time.
crowd, and this is the big time, the big leagues. Hitting their stride.
It's mid
The 11th hour.
Jumping out window.
Lots of action in middle. Knife out for Twist. That is Yabby's turn to shatter the FaZe assault. Twist and Rain already watching through their fingers as it seems 12 is a certainty. These opening moves, this aggressive defense. Garrigan won, claws it back a little, but straight on into more from Stown.
This is going to be the biggest first half lead we've had in this series so far. It's 10-5, 10-5 in the first two maps. This one's about to be a 12-3, unless Rops can do the unthinkable. He's not even mid-sight. They didn't even get that action. Look at the X's littered across the radar before they could even get going. A pace change, some aggression, deny, Yabby.
And that's not the first time.
No, they've been stalled out in so many of these occasions here. Heroic have been so active in taking these fights. It's just been a biff and a battle for mid, and there's no doubt they've won it.
All of Heroic stars, every individual having their moment across these three maps. Shush and Yabby, joined by Cadian here on Mirage first half.
Yeah, and Rops is just hoping that push, but there's no reason to do so. Tassis has circumnavigated the entire map so far.
And just like that, a 12th secure. Heroic, the greatest lead we've seen. And can they close clean? We'll wait and see.
Leaving with the last major title.
Everything can go wrong quickly. If we lose this game, everybody's going home.
This is your one last chance.
There's no question, this is the culmination of everything that we've been doing for the last 10 years.
In Aramite, it's even more crazy. You need to get ready for everything. I wake up every morning to win, I work to win, and I live to win. It would mean everything to me. I'm fucking ready.
We are back, Paris. Une autre question pour vous. Vous êtes prêts? C'est vrai, OK, OK. Only three. Three for FaZe Clan. We wave goodbye to one of these legends in the last global offensive major. Heroic have got so close to finishing it here and securing a semi-final.
Make it both pistols, and it's basically done here. The Danes, they can smell victory. They know what lies in wait. They've been plenty finals in the last 6 months. What have FaZe got to say? The comeback kings. Well, it's time to make that namesake. It's time to make that possible as Rops with the boost, looking for the first fight. Tests on Rops, this head-to-head action, and Rops will profit.
Yeah, role reversal of that duel before. Rops and Tessus duking it out, locking horns. Good start for FaZe. Hopes and dreams do hinge on this pistol. Yabi caught out, trying to sneak around. And it's Shush. Spotted out now. Information flowing. But is it deception? And is it successful? Doesn't look like it. Rops is repositioned, tucked in.
Broki's baiting for him here as well.
Oh, that's even better. Should be no way back in. Should. Now confirmation and bait. Look at that. Oh, it's clean. Spotless from Rops.
Shredded. Really good shooting. Rops has had a whole lot of that, and he's going to need a whole lot more as part of this comeback. Rops and Rain combined, and that is going to be the pistol falling in favor of FaZe. Without the plant, the question's all about this force play in the follow-up. All right, want to get across this line as quick as possible. And remember how Nuke went. FaZe were able to bring things back after a 10-5 half that went against them. So we know that the comeback is possible for both of these teams here, but this is where it begins. And
I love the way you can see Stout just turning to acknowledge Broki as Rops starts to strafe out. That is just a perfect setup, and it's the perfect start. What do we have to look forward to into round 17?
yeah, this one here should be pretty spotless. It is just going to be the one Deagle in the hands of Shush here to wield. So you look at him as the headhunter, the can opener, the only way for them really to get into a round like this. We saw FaZe in that first half. You know, they grabbed some flashes and a smoke to guarantee a plant. Nothing as creative out of Heroic here, so more just open a stand and bang. Mid has been acknowledged now. Broki's seen a bit of this, and as Cadian jumps out with the shoulder, Broki activates even further, and so does Rops. So looking for a couple of these eeks. Add those to the stats, they're going to feel nice.
He's not stopping. He wants a couple more.
He's so sharp today.
Yeah. He's got that champion's mindset.
This is the Rops of old. This is the Rops I saw grace a Pro League. And look, we got another big name in the house. It's Smooya. Let him hear it.
Oh, they got the memo. And of course, not the only Brits that will be taking to the Accor Arena. Vitality taking on Into the Breach.
And I think it's going to get a whole lot louder in here when Vitality rock up.
Dan Madesclair and Mathieu Herbeau, the prides of France, here in Paris. That's coming up next. But let's see just how long you have to wait, shall we?
Well, first gun round here from Heroic. We're going to try and close this one as quick as possible. Exchange of smokes in middle here, dotted across the map. A real investment from either teams as far as bodies are concerned. No info available here for FaZe either. They haven't gone aggressive anywhere. The default hold, not jostling for position as Heroic. Starting to piece this one together. Cadian, where's he getting off to? There's a change of plans there in the moment. Gonna try to connect the smoke from top mid. So this is just feigning their default presence. You throw that and you start coming through underpass, but look at FaZe. They have really hunkered down towards this side of the map. Rops, again, in just one of these X-Factor positions.
Rops and FaZe must bring their best, or they join the rest. Just one, need more. Rops put on the floor. It's Tessus and Cadian to take the advantage, take the site. Look how far away Twist is. He's got no way to get back into this site unless Carrigan musters something magical. Both staring at him. And that long range MP9, he gets one. Hold on.
It's not planted for Stown here. It's the default plan. So Stown will have to take the fight before they get to the bomb, but they're both rerouting towards CT Spawn. They're going to have to cross the impossible here. Sure, there's a kit, but there's not a whole lot else.
He's got the smoke. Getting across Stown, but he's hiding. He's nervous. And across now is Carrigan. Maybe they can just hold it.
He's just going to
hold it. And it's going to be a FaZe Clan round! A ninja defuse! And Carrigan refused to surrender!
Yeah, call the bluff. Just sit it.
I can't believe that, dude. When I saw Twist short, Carrigan kitchen, it was supposed to be over.
Yeah, that was a great round for Heroic to grab there.
Oh,
There's an silver
wow.
platter, but the fact is that default plan. As said, Stown has to activate, but it doesn't matter. Cadian gets isolated. Twist removes him, and there's no way for Stown, and he even goes down.
Oh, that's massive. You can see that's going to stop. Yeah, exactly. Sweat off the brow. This has to be a spotless defense. Ooh, shush, cops a dink. And it's already Cadian kicking up. A fuss on short. Twist gonna be mad about that one. He just accelerated. Disrespects them. And already burrowed into the ladder room. That's gonna have FaZe's Feckles up.
Yeah, there's nothing that Rops can really do about this. He has to stay committed to this position, which means he won't be able to help Carrigan, but Brokey can. The redeploy of that window smoke, and as we can see, Heroic are setting their sights on the weakest of the two sites right now.
Can he really do it back-to-back rounds? Carrigan, the reason we see 6, but can he hold on for 7? They're coming to his site. Focused and looking to be deadly. Shut down, can't get the second.
Tessus again.
He is very stubborn, is the Dane. Tessus puts himself up to 12 in the game, and you can see what it means for FaZe.
Do they have to save?
I think
guess they
so.
do. The number disadvantage here. If Rops can't find anything on his little look, it will just have to be holding on to these rifles.
Yeah, I mean, Cadian and Tessus, both with high impact frags.
Yeah, you can see just breaking through. Tessus did a lot of work in that last round. It wasn't enough as Rops tapping away. Wants to take down Yabby here, but now has alerted them to his position. This has brought a buffer for the rest of FaZe to save. Brokey, that AWP, priceless at this point in the game here, because this is 13 now. Just 3 more for Heroic. There's a lot of nostalgia in the air here. A little promo piece we had at the start just to highlight just this journey of CSGO the last 10 years. 2 players who have been there from the beginning and are here at the end. Cadian and Carrigan on opposite sides of the server, and only one will survive.
Only one will continue to keep that dream alive of being the champion of Counter-Strike Global Offensives last.
Yeah, well, Carrigan's already got his, Antwerp last year. Cadian's still in the hunt.
Oh yeah. Cadian has made it very clear that that major trophy on his mantelpiece is the only objective he's currently living with. And pulling his 4 teammates alongside for the ride. Every single one of them a necessary component in the Heroic machine, which is only 3 rounds away now from a semi-final spot at this celebration of Counter-Strike.
Speed pressure again here. Carrigan running with an MP9. They're going to test him. I don't think they'll full commit here. See the bomb lagging behind. They don't have to go all in considering the time. Brokey has been summoned. Twist here as well. So there's 3 players to deal with this. It'd be less than advised for Heroic to go for the full commit. They're lining up that util.
Carrigan, what can you do? What can he do? He's got Brokey in support. A smoke to play around. Spots out Yabby. It's a long-range spray on that MP9, maybe more from the Orb. He's got Rops as well. And it's getting hectic.
That's a big miss.
He's missed one. Can't get anything else done. Rain, where are you? What can you do? They need it. And Stan denies it. 14 in the bank. Heartbreak in the arena. They've been trying to will FaZe Clan into a competitive mirage.
Yeah, and the crowd crushed. Understandably so here. This is FaZe without any money. Back-to-back rounds for the Danes now. And they have them right where they want them. FaZe are cornered. FaZe are down. And FaZe are almost out. They have no cash to splash. This level of investment, the 4th timeout, is going to tell you everything you need as the shirts come off. It's getting hot in here for the Danes. They went into the stack on the side. There's 3 players here. Carrigan, Twist, Brokey. See him missing a couple there with the AWP. Just can't connect the shots while the pressure's on, but Stown can. And they're getting fired up now. FaZe with nothing. If they're going to bring this game back, if it's going to be from this point with this type of a buy, FaZe is going to summon all that energy. You've been here plenty of times before. Cloud9 in the last chance qualifier. Bad news, Eagles had you on the ropes. Na'Vi, 15-9 down, and Brokey happens.
Heroic, uncompromising consistency, fiercely focused on a shared goal, and 2 rounds away from extending to the next day of play.
When do you get done with this investment here? Maybe even happy to wield out a Mac 10. His first exchange seems pretty equal, seems pretty even. Carrigan going to pack a punch as well, and Yabi, is this something he even considers on the clear? The deep smoke, at least keeping investigating as Tassis investigating this mid-smoke. Plenty of, bit of a misnade there.
They put it all on the line.
Clearing is clearing.
And Carrigan's dead. Look at the damage he did. He's just unable to find that final bullet.
That's the head armor difference right there. So Carrigan's head explode.
Popped. And now he has to watch.
Well, they know it needs to be respected. They know they have to rotate over, and oh, the gamble. Carrigan calling from the grave
Yeah,
here.
this has to be special. Oh, Tassis didn't spot him. Everyone coming. Down. Poison the shot. Close. He got one. Down trade. Sure. Shush. Good. And his twists with one back on that scout. They're so low. Could he really disrupt further? Look at the spray. Long range. Yabi puts them right there. 15 and 9 match points.
You see that buy, you're going to see the same thing again. It's desperate for FaZe. They have nothing. They have no cash. The exact same time of buy you saw, that's all it's going to be. Couple of pistols, couple of SMGs, maybe a FAMAS in the mix. The money is just not there for this buy. This game is done. Heroic have them pinned. We're talking about this wounded animal. Well, Heroic, they're going to be the ones to finally finish him off. Dealt with them throughout that legend stage. A best of one. Inferno, a drubbing. And here, looks to be the same on Mirage.
Throwing an aggressive knockout blow. Is this where it ends for FaZe Clan? Rob's down. One in the round, it's not enough. Limited in players and resources. Twist, battles tooth and nail. Down takes him down. It's all to play for Brokey and Carrigan. He does catch one on the drive-by. Brokey, a great headshot, but surely all for naught. Surely it ends here as Carrigan, at the last of Global Offensive, wants to extend play and keep his dream of that trophy within reach. But this quarterfinal, it's gotta be Heroic.
What is this? Where are they getting off to here? They're just going to reroute right around Carrigan. What a play this has been. He seems to have a decent idea that this is possible. And Carrigan, this could be genius.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Carrigan with that MP9. He spotted, gets the bomb down. Tessus now quaking in his boots. It's over! Tessus holds on, and Heroic locked in for the semi-finals. Every single component of this Heroic team deliver to further their dream of lifting the championship here in Paris.
Hard-fought game here. Cadian leading the boys on Mirage. Showed up and got it done. You can see what it means to him. Happy with the result today. A difficult opponent to draw in the quarterfinal. FaZe have had to battle back to get here. They're going to be feeling heartbroken about this one. They've had to work so hard, so much adversity, so many different times they've had to come back. But today it wasn't enough.
Mutual respect between these two teams. I mean, both of them playing a great game, going the distance, taking each other's map picks. Individuals all having their moments of brilliance.